Hello, my friends. I hope you are all well today. It is Wednesday, September the 20th, and we are on countdown mode to me going away. So we are starting a bit early tonight. My apologies to KLF, who always does amazing premieres. Thank you guys for being here. Who do I see in the chat? I saw Courtney was here earlier. You guys, do you like my new sunglasses? I'd like some ratings on the sunglasses. And then we'll guess on the price. Hello, Mike, Vicky, Billy Elliot. Oh, I sort of like wearing sunglasses. Oh, you can see the reflection when it's set up though. Tommy V and MI, welcome, my friend. Uh, Lisa Figalicious. Also, please excuse my light makeup tonight. I'm only not wearing anything but mascara on my eyes, so that'll be a little different. Don't worry, I'm not sick. People always think that Hector's here. It's a movie star. You think a movie star? They need clean. Hold on. Clean. Also, I got my nails did and they look so cute. I'm very excited. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. KCC Kardashian. Take it. Bitches make lots of money. I'm like, where are they? They're on my head. On my head. So, first things first, my nails. I'm so happy about them. Makes me very happy to get my nails done. Anybody likes to get their nails done and they hold off for some reason, go do it. So nice. The girl that did my nails, first of all, I've listened to a comedian, this lady comedian, talk about this before. The girl is wearing a name tag. That ain't her name. Whatever is on her name tag. This. You can't really see perfectly you can see it a little bit. The anchor. You can? Yeah. There we go. A little bit. I don't know. I'll post a picture. Anyways, it's exactly how I wanted it. I fucking love it when they do that, when they just know. I mean, I've been going to the same place for a while, but this was a new girl. And she just did them perfectly. She like checked throughout. They're nice and thin, which I really like. And at the beginning, I said, okay, I'd like them to be just like this, but with an anchor on the little ring finger. And she's like, okay, no problem. And then gets to work. And then about, I don't know, 25 minutes in, when she's like getting ready to do the other stuff, she goes, can you bring me up the picture of the anchor again? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Sure, babe. But you don't have to do it exactly the same as the picture. And she's like, I don't know what an anchor is. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's for like a ship. It's like that ship thing. And she was like, oh, and we talked about that for a little while. And then she literally, I fuck you not, I shit you not. You can tell, you can see the little blue line, which looks like it bleeds from that angle. It's not. It's perfect. She did an amazing job. All freehand. It's incredible to me. Anyways, so I'm feeling very happy because I got my lovely nails, the thin blue line. No, not quite. This is like the thin turquoise line. And I got new lipstick, which I like as well. Okay, so does anybody want to guess about the sunglasses, the price, before we get started? We got some court to watch. You can see my suitcases back there. I have a bunch of shit to do, but we're still going to have some fun. But does anybody want to guess on the sunglasses? If you know me, you should take that as a hint as to what you guess the price will be. Oh, Hector, I am taking sunscreen for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm seeing $3 from Vicky Pathless. I'm seeing $7.99 from Lisa Figalicious. I'm assuming, are you guys guessing in American dollars or Canadian dollars? Beverly Bradford's here. Grammy Rita, is that 99 cents? $4.99, Melanie. Thank you for being here. $30, Hector. American. Okay, y'all can guess an American. That's fine. I already did the calculation earlier. Um, Melanie, I was just showing off my nails and my new glasses. Bruce Davis, welcome. Um, so get your price guess in on my new glasses. Also, I tried on this outfit that was like made to be worn to the Barbie movie, but I did not buy it today. I did not. $35 from Bruce. I'll wear my sunglasses at night. I do. I do. I do. I do. I'm looking at the pile of stuff over there that I need to deal with. Um, $5.99 from Beverly. Okay, I think everybody's mostly got a guess in. Uh, I got two pairs. The other ones I'm not as hot on. All right. I'm not quite as hot on these. A little bit different. I mean, we can wear them. They're like, that's a maybe, right? But these ones are really the winners. Um, they are, they were American 93 cents. Seriously. They're $1.25 Canadian each pair, which I love because I lose sunglasses quite a bit. I lose a lot of things. And so having really cheap sunglasses is perfect for me. I was like, I can buy two pairs for $2.50. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes. So seriously, $1.25. But, and that's Canadian. Hi, Mayor. The thing is this though, in Canada, there are rules about UV protection in sunglasses. You can't sell un-UV protected glasses in Canada. So even the cheapest like sunglasses like these have UV protection. Um, like UV 400 or something like that. So I don't know if it's the same in the States. You should be careful if you are looking to buy cheap sunglasses. Make sure they do have UV protection because that is important. My beautiful eyes need to be protected from the sun. And thank you for the reminder about sunscreen. I absolutely will be taking sunscreen. Always saying, okay, hold on. I gotta write that down. I gotta get my notebook here. Write that down. Because I'm gonna need my big hat, my large brimmed hat as well. So I'll write that down. Oh, I can't take this notebook. It's full of weed. Okay. Note to self. Get a notebook. Um, Denali Mike is here. Do you see? Sometimes I miss people. I'm sorry. Hi. Okay, so what did I just say? A large brimmed hat. Ooh, but you know what we can do together right now? We can knock a couple of these things off the list. So we got the sunglasses, we got the nails, we got the medicine, we got the concealer, we got hairbrush, we have our toothbrush and toothpaste, we got the new headphones. So now we just have to pick up that large brimmed hat. This is excellent. We're just ticking things off the list, you guys. I'm so happy. Um, just a little programming reminder. I will not my thong bikini. Have a thong bikini. I have some bathing suits that I'll be bringing, but I do not have a thong bikini. I'll tell you that. Not that I don't want one. I just don't have one. Um, Batteries for Bob. If keep seagull shit off my nose. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. I have a really light, big, wide brimmed hat that I'll wear. Um, it's just at my other location. So I have to go there after this tonight and collect up all my stuff, bring it back, fill that up. I'm not leaving till tomorrow night. I have an overnight flight and then a long layover tomorrow where I have a spa pass. And then I'll be in Florida tomorrow night. So, or not tomorrow night, Friday night. Um, but I chose that flight on purpose. Trying to remember. Oh yeah, I went to the pharmacy as well, picked up my medication. So, I should be even normal as we go. Um, we going to Florida, Cashette. Well, I am anyways. Actually, any of you wants to join us, come right on down. It's not my meetup, somebody else's meetup. Um, I would love to go to Key West again. I've been to Key West before. Very nice. I went on a pub crawl in Key West, though I don't drink very often. And I had already been working with the cruise ships when I started take like work or went to Key West, and so I knew the sort of nuances behind sending people out on like I ran a pub tour before, so I know what that's like, a pub crawl. But in Key West, you walk. You don't even drive. You literally walk. Well, here we have to take people on a bus for each part of the pub tour that they go to, different pubs. And but in Key West, you get off the boat and you meet your person and they're holding a little sign and they're like, "Yeah, come here, come here, come here." And you walk over there and they walk you to the first bar. And as you're walking, they're like, "Okay, folks, I need you to do some paying attention for me." And they're like, "Go ahead and turn around. And if you see right over there, that's your ship right over there. If you get lost or too drunk, just remember to look up and see the funnel of your ship and head that way." Hi, Jay from Michigan. What's cooking? Just good looking for tonight. Um, but yeah, pub tours. Oh my gosh, how many people got in fights? I had to deal with so many fights on fucking pub tours. People just are out of control. Out of control. Also, where I live, there's a plethora of pubs, but they don't want tourists. So I used to have to beg to find pubs that would take the pub crawl, like tour. It was difficult, actually. Like one of the hardest things, I'm like, I'm bringing you like 50 people. They're like, yeah, you're bringing us 50 people. That's not a good thing. I was like, oh, fine. Whatever. Guys, please let me know what you had for dinner tonight. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, go ahead and tell me what you wish you had. Clock in for your shift by hitting that like button. Make sure that you've taken your meds today. It's a good day to take your meds, ladies and gentlemen. And what else? Um, Very cherries here. I just hope you're short and conduct swings in a fight. Melanie, honestly, the part that really killed me is that every week I would have to go and sort of like re convince them to take the next week's pub tour. No, I did not go to the nudie bar in Key West, Courtney, because I was with the coward of a husband who didn't want to see me in my wedding dress, never mind not in my wedding dress. So, no, we did not. But we did go to that place where it's like slushies, a slushy wall of slushy machines with like margaritas in them, I think. Again, he got real mad at me for talking to people on that. I'm like, buddy, maybe you should have married me. Like, I'm gonna talk all the time. Uh, yeah, I've gotten into like fights places before, but not usually when I'm drunk and not in a bar. I'm a pretty nice drunk. I can get to about 10 drinks and then it's not good. Um, but yeah, fighting is not good. Also another thing that used to happen quite a bit is people break a leg. Because a lot of people that go on Alaskan cruises, which are the ones that I was working with, are older people, and sometimes they don't look at sort of what's required for a tour, and so you'll be like, okay, you wanting to go to Bouchard Gardens, and they're like, yeah, of course, and then they don't realize like you have to walk through the fucking gardens, like it's a hike. I don't go to. I mean, honestly, I really don't go to bars. Fat Tuesday, Denali Mike. That's right. Is that the margarita place with the slushy machines? And they have misters at the bar. Yes, liked that. Well, okay, so that cruise that we went on, um, was, I don't drink often there. And I am Canadian because I smoke a ton of weed. But no, Very Cherry, you're always in the right place here. But so last story about that cruise before we get going, the cruise into Key West. We were on that pub crawl with this couple who was supposed to be getting married the next like day at our next port. And there was some bad weather that came through. So we all were walking back. I remember distinctly her name was America. And we were all walking back to the ship and we got back and there was sort of like grumblings around. You could hear on the ship people weren't happy. And we got to our stateroom and we see this notice and it says, due to, unforeseen circumstances, we cannot go to, was it? It was, I think it was Grand Cayman. It was one of those places. It wasn't Mexico because they replaced it with a Mexico port of call. And I remember I was devastated for America because we had been talking, like I got married the previous week on a cruise ship, but I was married in port before the ship left. So there was no way that you can miss it. But when you like they planned a port wedding. And so those things can happen. And I remember I said to my ex-husband, I was like, they're not going to the port tomorrow. And he's like, so? And I'm like, America's the wedding. They're not going to be able to get wedding. And he's like, oh, it sucks. And I was like, well, I have to go find her. And like, I don't know what to do, but I gotta help her. I'm not getting married, Mikey. No, not at all. I'm well divorced. This was a girl on a cruise I was on who was planning on getting married in the Cayman Islands while we were on a cruise, but the cruise was diverted to another part to Mexico. And in Mexico, you require a blood test to get married to make sure that you are not related. And that takes like 3 days. And so they couldn't get married at all. Their entire wedding was ruined because of this change up of where the cruise ship was going. Another reason why it may not have been so fun to say, but getting married in Galveston in port was a lot safer than going to another port after the ship has sailed. And a lot of people say, well, why can't the captain marry you? Yeah, and they did have friends and family with them. Yes. Yeah, like the whole wedding was fucked. But and so did we. We had like 28 people with us or something. Not the second week, the first week. But anyways, yeah, the whole wedding was fucked. You don't get your money back. They had their family and friends with them. It's just the way it is. They couldn't they couldn't figure it out. Now, the thing is in Texas, if you want to get married in Texas, you also have to go early. There's a waiting period to get married in Texas where they don't let you get married. They have to wait 72 hours unless you are a military service member and they'll exempt it for that reason. But if you're not, if you are a if you're not, then you have to go 3 days early. So I had to go down to Texas 3 days early to get my marriage license. And when I got there, they were perplexed with my Canadian passport. They were like, "No, we need Texas ID." I was like, I don't have that. Like I don't have it." And they're like, "Well, we can't issue this." I'd already checked. They could. We had to get some people to come down and help this poor lady figure that out. But anyways, um, oh, ship's captain. Thank you, Jay from Michigan. Soft sits get married by ship's captain under maritime law with no license. That's exactly why a ship's captain can't actually marry people at sea. Because where would the marriage license issue from? What jurisdiction? They don't have one. International maritime law doesn't have their own marriage license issuing offices. So while you can go ahead and renew your vows at sea, officiated by a captain of a ship, they are not legally binding marriage ceremonies. So, anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Mikey, we were just talking about the meetup. I think, how many people are you expecting now to come? You think I'm trying to get a green card? I was marrying a Canadian. We were both Canadian. I'm sorry. I'm already an immigrant and I wasn't trying to get a green card. Is that the one where you can have a work permit? Anyways, why was I getting married in Texas? Because the cruise ship that I wanted to go on for my wedding was leaving from Texas. And I don't need a green card because I'm Canadian, proudly. 90-day fiance. Oh my God. Talk about 9-year fiance. No, it wasn't. It was like 6-year fiance. But anyways, what do we call him around here? The coward. Anyways, we are going to watch some court, you guys. And I need a work permit. Oh, well, again, I'm very smitten with being Canadian. I don't know, the good vibes haven't worn off yet. So, and plus they're never gonna give somebody like me a fucking work visa. I don't have any like valuable skills to bring to the States. They'd be like, no, ma'am, you need to leave. Like I said, we are watching some court today. We are going down to Travis County, Texas. I should have grabbed some Florida court just to get myself in the mood, but I didn't. So, like I said, give me 1 minute here. We'll trade for Florida. You know, recently-ish, I'll call it recently-ish, there was like a Caribbean nation that offered Canada, like, they said, hey, can you like buy us? And we'll, you know, be part of Canada. And most people like me in Canada were like, fuck yes. A Caribbean island where we can get healthcare? Yeah, get that. Fucking government, as usual, making bad decisions. Bad decisions. Would I ever get married again? That's a good question. It would depend on who asked, I suppose. Oh, Larry Beaver's still here. How sweet. He popped by the other day. Um, Actually, you see those 3 girls down there on the shorts? The first 2 shorts there are this couple who were best friends and then they became lesbian lovers. Mayor, thank you so much for asking me to marry you. That's so sweet. Um, you guys are hilarious. I think y'all have been swayed into thinking I'm a sweet girl.
Ahead and do so, okay? She's just gonna take a couple questions and move on to the next one, so. Mr. Ricardo, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
Very good, thank you. We only have one Spanish speaker, and there's
Okay.
Perez Viera. First name one.
I got it. Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me get the judge online.
All right, thanks.
If I get married again, I promise I'll invite y'all.
You gotta stay.
Maybe.
You smart.
I think so. Um, I know, Lisa, I don't know. I try and pick these cases that aren't interpreter cases, and every fucking time it's an interpreter case. Every time. But we do get to see Ricardo, who is in love with Judge. Mr. Salazar.
Officer Moreno, I have an officer stand by.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, getting married on a cruise ship is very cheap. I'll just say that right now. My entire wedding, which included the food, booth, decoration, the person doing it, the DJ, like the venue, just not the actual like cruise, was like under $2,000 for the entire wedding. And they plan everything for you. That's why I did that. They were just like, they just do everything. You don't even know we're getting married. They just do everything. And then you just tell them what color. I was like, I want that color, my little turquoise color. And yeah, it's perfect. Oh, Hector, you went to Vancouver on your honeymoon, but you had to sleep in the car because you missed the last ferry. Were you missing the ferry to the island or off of the island? That is something very common that happens here. There is no ferries that happen at night. If you need to get off this island at night, you can't. Well, you can take a helicopter. I've taken a helicopter before, but those still don't fly all night long. Yeah, getting off the island, especially, you need to plan for that. Yeah. I mean, luckily for me, you would just drive home, but that sucks. It's left at the ferry. Oh my God. I've seen people do that. It's like an 80-mile ferry ride, so it's quite a far ferry. It's not like there could be a bridge or anything. They've looked into it. What the fuck is the judge? But yeah, it is something that is a problem here. Also, the ferries, I've told you guys this before, but the ferries, BC Ferries, is a crown corporation and it's considered part of our highway system. And so people freak out all the time when they're like, oh, did that just cost me $150 to ride the ferry? Yeah, it did. Even though you live there, yeah, it did. Come on, judge. These guys all sitting there. Ooh, do not. That's something I have to get used to, is not biting my nails. Because I will crack. You love fairies, Courtney? Well, and fairies. I used to like riding the ferry. I mean, it was a very special experience, something that didn't happen very often. I don't leave the island very often. Sometimes I'll fly if I leave. But went to the ferry terminal recently. Oh, I drove my dad. There. Oh my God. Why does it take so long? Anyways,
Tiene el derecho de solicitar que se le asigne un abogado.
you're a DJ too, Mayor? Oh, that's right. The wedding also included the DJ. But here's what it didn't include, y'all. Photographs. Okay? But they send you a photographer who fucking takes beautiful pictures of you and then tries to upcharge you like $9,000 for pictures. I shit you not.
If you are indigent and cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to request the appointment of an attorney.
Si usted se lo considera indigente y no tiene los medios para contratar un abogado, usted tiene el derecho de solicitar que se le asigne un abogado de oficio.
You have the right to an examining trial, which is a pre-hearing, if you're charged with a felony.
Tendrá el derecho a un juicio examinatorio, que es una audiencia preliminar, si se le acusa de un delito grave.
You will be given a reasonable time and opportunity to consult with an attorney.
Se le dará el tiempo y la oportunidad razonable de consultar con un abogado.
And you will be admitted to bail if allowed by law.
Y la fianza se otorgará según marca la ley.
Do you have any questions, gentlemen, regarding your general rights?
¿Tendrán alguna pregunta, caballeros, respecto a sus derechos generales?
All right, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
Next, we're going to go over the 4 main ways to be released from custody.
Ahora les voy a explicar las 4 formas principales en que pueden ser liberados.
The first way is to post the full amount of your bail in cash or with the cashier's check.
La primera forma es depositando el monto total de su fianza en forma de efectivo o con un cheque de cajero.
That is the full amount, not a percentage or a payment plan.
Y esa es la cantidad total, no es un porcentaje ni es un plan de pagos.
That money is kept on deposit with the sheriff's office until your case is resolved.
Ese dinero queda en depósito con la oficina del sheriff hasta que su caso se resuelva.
Once your case is resolved, those monies are returned to you.
Una vez que se resuelva su caso, esos dineros se le reembolsan a usted.
The second way to be released from custody is by hiring a bail bondsman.
La segunda forma en que puede ser liberado es contratando a una afianzadora.
A bail bondsman will in general charge you 10 to 15% of the bond amount to obtain your release from jail.
Una afianzadora en general le va a cobrar entre el 10 y el 15% del monto de su fianza para lograr su liberación de la cárcel.
Any fee you pay a bondsman, however, is non-refundable.
Sin embargo, lo que usted le pague a una afianzadora no es reembolsable.
When you are back at the post, you will be given access to the different phone numbers of different bail bondsmen, if that is what you desire.
Cuando regresen a los separos, se les dará acceso a los diferentes números de diferentes afianzadoras, si eso es lo que usted desea.
The third way to be released from custody is by qualifying for personal bond.
La tercera forma en que pueden ser liberados es calificando para una fianza personal.
A personal bond is essentially your promise to return to court.
Una fianza personal es esencialmente su promesa de regresar al juzgado.
The fourth and final way to be released from custody is by hiring an attorney.
La cuarta y última forma en que pueden ser liberados es contratando un abogado.
An attorney may obtain either a surety bond or a personal bond on your behalf.
Un abogado podrá obtener una fianza con garantía o una fianza personal a nombre de usted.
Additionally, any fee you pay an attorney to get you released from custody will oftentimes go towards your total legal fees if you end up hiring that attorney to handle the rest of your case. That way, you do not have to pay twice.
Además, lo que usted le pague a un abogado para lograr su liberación, muchas veces se utiliza para manejar el resto de su caso legal. Si usted termina contratando a ese abogado para manejar el resto de su caso, de esa manera no tendrá que pagar dos veces.
Regardless of how you get out of custody, make sure you return for all your court dates or a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Sin importar de qué manera logra su liberación, asegúrese de regresar en todas sus comparecencias en el juzgado. De otra manera, se emitirá una orden de aprehensión en su contra.
Do you have any questions, gentlemen, regarding the four main ways to be released from custody?
¿Tendrán alguna pregunta, caballeros, respecto a las 4 formas principales en que pueden ser liberados?
All right, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
Mr. Perez Viera, if you are a non-United States citizen, you may request that your country's consular officer here in the United States be notified of your situation.
Señor Pérez Viera, si usted no es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, usted puede solicitar que se le avise al oficial consular de su país natal aquí en los Estados Unidos sobre su situación.
You may also communicate with your consular officer.
Usted también podrá comunicarse con su oficial consular.
A consular officer may be able to help you obtain legal representation, contact your family, or visit you in detention, among other things.
Un oficial consular podrá ayudarle a obtener representación legal, contactar a su familia, visitarlo en la cárcel, entre otras cosas.
If you would like us to notify your consular officer, you can request this notification now.
Si usted desea que le notifiquemos a su oficial consular, usted puede solicitar esta notificación ahora mismo.
Mr. Pettis Viera, what is your country of origin, sir?
Señor Pérez Viera, ¿cuál es su país de origen, señor?
México.
México.
Would you like us to notify your consular officer for your native country of Mexico?
¿Desea usted que se le avise al oficial consular de su país natal de México?
Yo le llamo después.
I will call them later.
All right, so ordered.
Bien, así se ordena.
Okay, what are the odds he's gonna just call them later? Like he's got the number for the consulate just ready to go. Not sure if that's the case. Also, Sashina, thank you for being here. Is pizza? Also, is it morning? Did I miss a night? Also, T-Rex, I saw the hot dogs that you had for lunch. They were posted on the dinner table on Discord. Thank you very much. Melanie, you had your leftovers from your brunch. Like that. Also, somebody said something about safety and emergency management. Who would have guessed? I've had a job with that title in it. William, I'm going away for a couple days, weeks. And so I won't be streaming tomorrow or Friday. But I should be back in business Saturday. Anyways, yeah, do we think he's just gonna call? He don't want no one calling Mexico, right?
Ana,
Next, we're gonna go over your individual charge and bundle.
ahora les voy a decir en forma individual de qué se les acusa y de cuánto es su fianza.
Mr. Perez Viera, you have been charged with a first-degree felony aggravated case.
Señor Pérez Viera, a usted se le acusa de un delito grave de primer grado por un caso con agravantes.
The range of punishment on a type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 5 years to a maximum of 99 years or life in prison and a $10,000 fine.
El rango de castigo por este tipo de delitos en el estado de Texas es un mínimo de 5 años y un máximo de 99 años o cadena perpetua y $10,000 de multa.
That bond has been set at $500,000 plus a GPS in jail, plus no possession of a firearm, plus no contact with the alleged victim.
Su fianza se fijó en $500,000, además de las condiciones de un monitoreo de GPS en la cárcel. Además, no deberá tener posesión de armas de fuego y además no deberá tener ningún contacto con la supuesta víctima.
You also have an ICE detainer at this time.
Además, el Servicio de Inmigración y Control de Aduana lo está deteniendo en estos momentos.
Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
¿Tendrá usted alguna pregunta, señor, respecto a su cargo o el monto de su fianza?
Sí, quiero saber realmente cuándo sucedió esto.
Yes, I want to know actually when did this happen?
The offense date listed in the probable cause affidavit is listed as September 15th of 1997.
What? Hold on. She's confused. What? Hold on. Let's go back. What?
Realmente cuándo sucedió esto.
Yes, I want to know actually when did this happen?
The offense date listed in the probable cause affidavit is listed as September 15th of 1997.
La fecha del delito que se presenta en la declaración notarial de causa probable se presenta como el 15 de septiembre de 1997.
Do you have any other?
Okay, so I was 9 years old in 1997. What crime was this? Did we not catch that at the beginning? Because what is the statute of limitations on that? How, I'm perplexed. Also, remember the that $20 case of beer case that we did, where the woman was a bit 5150, but she was brought to court over the over this case of beer that she like wrote a bad check for. And that one was in Kansas, the state of Kansas, with Judge Webster, the lady. And that was a sad case too, but they sorted that out. They were garnishing her paycheck or garnishing her disability check, which the lawyer fixed. And again, she wrote a bad check like 20 years ago in 2001, I think hers was, and or 22 years ago. And then that they were charging her for that. This is so long ago. This is insane. Buddy, you might want to call the consulate.
Other questions, sir?
¿Tendrá usted alguna pregunta, señor?
Yo no me acuerdo que me haya metido en problemas en ese tiempo aquí.
I don't remember ever being in trouble at that time here.
Sure, I understand you are innocent until proven guilty. So that brings me to my next question. Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case.
Sí, señor, usted es inocente hasta que se le compruebe lo culpable, lo cual me trae a mi siguiente pregunta. ¿Solicita usted que le asigne un abogado de oficio esta mañana para que le ayude con su caso?
Sí, por favor.
Yes, please.
So ordered.
Así se ordena.
Mr. Perez Viera, before we lose our interpreter, sir, do you have any other questions?
Señor Pérez Viera, antes de perder al intérprete, ¿tendrá usted alguna otra pregunta?
Sí, antes de eso yo fui a la prisión en el 1998 por esos casos. Espero que sea ese caso, porque si es por ese caso, yo ya fui a prisión y hice 20 años.
Yes, well, I already went to
20
prison.
años is 20 years. I know that one. 20 años is 20 years. Hi, Eve Greer. Welcome. You guys, I wish somebody who is more organized than me would follow up on this because I'm interested now to see what happens with this case. It's interesting. Interesting. I know some crimes have no statute of limitations, and I think, in fact, Lisa, was it Lisa or Vicky? One of my purple ladies, because your names are purple in the chat. It was Lisa. Is it? Yeah. So I believe the statute of limitations applies to being charged with a crime. He was charged, so there's no limitation to him being arrested pending. No, so he was charged. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's interesting. Also, I'm gonna grab that again. You remember our therapy game that we play sometimes, the board game? I found a interesting card that we're gonna read. So I'm gonna go grab that. We'll let this finish and I'll be right back.
In 1998 for those cases. I hope it's the same case because if it is, I already went to prison back then for 20 years.
Sure, I understand. You will be able to talk to your attorney that I've just appointed you about that, okay?
Sí, sí le entiendo y usted va a poder hablar con su abogado que le acabo de poner de oficio, ¿de acuerdo?
Ok, muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
De nada, señor.
Take care of yourself.
Con cuidado.
All right, Officer Moreno, anybody else that needs a Spanish interpreter before we leave?
No, ma'am, everybody else speak English.
All right, thank you. Ricardo, thank you for your service again this morning. We appreciate you.
It is my pleasure, Honor. Always good to see you. Have a good morning.
Take care.
Thanks. You too.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for your patience as we allowed our Spanish speaker to get all of his questions answered. Next, we have Tuscany Rowe. Come forward and take the empty chair, please. Sir, you have been charged with a Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest. The range of punishment on a type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. That bond has been set at $5,000. You also have a Class B misdemeanor criminal trespass, where the range of punishment in the state of Texas is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. That bond has been set at $2,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
No, ma'am.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with these cases?
No.
No? All right, so ordered. Take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Ismael Akui.
Before we do that, we have one of our adulthood therapy questions, ladies and gentlemen. As a reminder, this is from a board game that I bought at a secondhand store that is called Therapy. And it's full of all these weird questions. So this question is, when is a jury more likely to believe a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity? When the defendant is a man or a woman? So once again, when is a jury more likely to believe a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity when the defendant is a man or a woman? Get your votes in the chat. Let me know. We are sort of playing the game. I have like 5, 10, 20 of these cards. Anyways, what do you guys think? Tell me. Woman, 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 none, man, no comment. When they don't hide evidence, Beverly. That's a good one to say. Let's see here. It says, answer, when the defendant is a woman, parentheses, this holds true for both male and female jurors. Reference Psychology Today, March 1985, page 16. If anybody wants to go and fact check that. People are here. Let's play.
Come on forward and take the empty chair, sir. Looks like you have a motion to revoke your probation out of Court 9, Judge Williams, on the underlying obstruction of a highway or passageway. She has set that bond at $5,000 plus a scram device. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
Say I got a $5,000 bond.
Sir?
Say I got a $5,000 bond.
Correct. So the going rate to get out of jail in Travis County right now is 5 to 10% of the bond amount. For you, that works out to be anywhere between $250 to $500 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. They do work 24 hours a day, and you will be given access to the phone in order to hire them. Or in the alternative, I can also appoint you an attorney who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so ordered. Take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Mason Davidson. Mr. Davidson, you've been charged with a Class A misdemeanor violation of bond or protection order. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. That bond has been set at $5,000. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
No, ma'am.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
I just want to bond out.
All right, so,
And if if I could get a court appointed attorney,
sir,
if I could get a court appointed attorney, please.
absolutely, so ordered.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, take care of yourself, sir.
Oh, last thing, what would be the repeat offense? What would be the penalty for that?
Up
If I
to
were
1
to go-
year in the county jail. It's a Class A, so up to 1 year and a $4,000 fine. But you know, you and your attorney will y'all can work out a whole host of things. You could get it dismissed. I mean,
I appreciate that.
you're
Thank you
welcome.
very much, ma'am.
No problem, sir. Take care of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Next, we have Hector Monroy. Hector? Sir, you've been charged with a Class A misdemeanor assault causing bodily injury. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. That bond has been set at $5,000. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
If the charges are supposed to be dropped, typically what would happen after this?
Mm,
Or drop
mean, You have to talk to your attorney and make sure that that happens. So that brings me to my next question. Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
Mhm.
All
Yes.
right, so ordered. So yeah, just talk to your attorney. If she does not want to pursue the charges, then he'll let you know what you need to do.
Well, they already dropped the charges. They're just talking about that. I had to wait till Friday before the warrant was lifted.
Okay, so yeah, just talk to your attorney. Sounds like you've already been doing that. All right? All right, take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Barnaby Roman.
Barnaby?
Roman? Okay. So you've been charged with a out-of-county misdemeanor on underlying harassment. That's a Class B, where the range of punishment is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. It's from Hayes County. They set that bond at $6,000 cash assurity. I have removed the cash assurity condition to allow you to post bond out of Travis County and not have to wait to 10 days in jail for Hayes County to pick you up. Will that help you?
What does that mean?
That means you can bond out of Travis County and not have to sit here for 10 days waiting on Hayes.
But I paid $6,000.
5 to 10% of that bond amount is the going rate to get out here. So for you, that works out to be anywhere between $300 and $600 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. Or in the alternative, I can appoint you an attorney who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you?
Please, because I couldn't get worse.
Yeah, the only issue with that is that appointment order goes to Hayes County. So it takes a couple days for our office to send it to their office, and it takes them a couple days to appoint an attorney from Hayes to come see you. Then it's probably gonna take them a day or two to come see you. So It's easier to bond out, but you know, we let you use your discretion in making those decisions.
That's pretty great, so this is one's time.
I understand. You have any other questions for me, sir?
No, ma'am, that's it.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Next, we have Jesus Ayala. So you have been charged with a state jail felony, possession of controlled substance. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $7,500 plus a drug court screen. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
No, ma'am.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
Yes, please.
All right, so order. Mr. Ayala, it looks like you probably would have qualified for personal bond, but they could not
Can I do
verify.
it?
But
Can I
they,
do
could
it?
not- I'm sorry, let me finish.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
And that's okay. We can't both talk at the same time. But they could not verify your address and your reference, Ernestina, who is that to you?
My wife.
All right, they could not get in contact with her and her mailbox was full. So let me tell you how to make this go faster. You're gonna be given access to the phone now that you've seen me. The number for pretrial services is posted on that phone. Call Ernestina, give her a call, give her the number for pretrial services and have her verify your address. If you can do that, then you'll qualify for personal bond and be released within the next 4 to 6 hours. Do you have any questions about that process, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, take care of yourself.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Next, we have Hurley Parrish.
Early Parish. That sounds
Mr.
like a terrible name and sort of presumption about somebody's life. Before we do that one, let's go ahead and have another question from our therapy game. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, who do people feel sorrier for? A man who's bald or a man who's fat? Tell me what you think. Who do people feel sorrier for? A man who's bald or a man who's fat? William, what are you saying? Mike says bald, Vicky says fat. Fat, fat. Fat and bald. Well, shit. Fat, fat. Hi, Lawrence Browning. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'm seeing just overwhelmingly fat except for bald from Courtney. Bald from Denali Mike. Please keep in mind, again, this is a fucking old game. So put yourself in a 1980s mindset. The answer is a man who's bald, ladies and gentlemen. And that site is from Crystal Leonard, 1982, in the ABC of Psychology by John Wiley and Sons Canada Limited, Toronto, page 169. Fuck yeah. We're playing a little bit of intermittent therapy games along with watching court. Jay from Michigan. We're doing a little bit of everything. Just because we want and because we can and because I'm in charge. Let's do one more of these before we get going. Who does it help to have red hair in the world of business? A red-headed man or a red-headed woman? Where's the gender neutral option? I'm being serious. But seriously, no. Remember, these are from the 80s, the 80s, the 80s. Woman. Oh, you missed the question. Well, Jay from Michigan, that question was, who do people feel sorry for? A man who's bald or a man who's fat? The answer is a man who's bald. This question, however, is, who does it help to have red hair in the world of business? A red-headed man or a red-headed woman? I'm seeing woman. I'm seeing woman. I'm seeing Woody Woodpecker or Woody Pecker. Woman, woman. Again, remember, 1980s mindset. So girls is probably more accurate, Denali Mike, especially if they're letting them in the business rooms. Jay from Michigan says woman. Well, guys, and like I said, I always cite my sources. Lawrence Browning saying, woman, you guys, you're right. You got that one right. Do you think that still holds true today? It says here, answer is a redheaded woman who will be perceived as being stronger and more professional than a blonde or a brunette. Redheaded men, conversely, are seen as less successful and somewhat effeminate. Ouch. Oh, the site, sorry about that. Reference Clayson, D.E. and Morgan, MRC, 1986, the book titled Redheads and Blondes, Stereotypic Images, Psychological Reports, Volume 59, page 811 to 816. Somebody's literal best thing in life is that study they wrote, Redheads or Blondes. Can you imagine pitching that scientifically in the 80s? Like, I'm gonna do a study about redheaded women in the workplace and see who they like better. Like, it's just so fucked up.
Mr. Parrish, you've been charged with looks like several state jail felonies. The range of punishment on those types of offenses in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. The first state jail felony has been styled as a theft of property at $7,500. The second state jail felony was also styled as a theft of property. That bond was also set at $7,500. And your final state jail felony, sir, was styled as an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That bond was also set at $7,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
No, ma'am.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with these cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so ordered. Take care of yourself, Mr. Parrish.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Heather Dijou.
Next, we have Christopher Serda. Serda, you also have several charges pending, several state jail felonies. The range of punishment on those types of offenses in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. The first state jail felony has been styled as an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That bond was also set at $7,500. The second state jail felony was styled as a theft of property. That bond was also set at $7,500 plus a 200-yard stay away from 2901 South Capitol of Texas Highway. Your third state jail felony was also styled as a theft of property and was set at $7,500 plus a 200-yard stay away from 2508 East Riverside Drive. And then, sir, you also have 2 Class A misdemeanors where the range of punishment in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. The first Class A misdemeanor was styled as a theft of property. It was also set at $7,500 plus a 200-yard stay away from 2901 South Capitol of Texas Highway northbound. And finally, the second Class A misdemeanor was also styled as a theft of property and set at $3,500 plus a 200-yard stay away from 9500 South IH-35 Service Road southbound. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
If I get those charges dropped, how does that work?
Well, that brings me to my next question. Would you like for me to appoint you an attorney to help you with these cases, or do you already have one?
No, I'll take one.
All right. So the next steps will be to talk to the court-appointed attorney about how to go about getting them dropped. Like if you say it wasn't you, or, all of those types of things. That attorney will know what motions to file on your behalf, and you'll go forward from there.
Okay, and I didn't make PR.
The well documented Shaggy defense. It wasn't me. We all know that one. It wasn't me. Anime is full of lots of redheaded chicks, Beverly. Also, Heather, where is Colin? Is he just working away, slaving away? I was just saying I'm going to be off for 2 days, but then back. But I'm traveling to the United States. So wish me luck. Didn't you just go, Heather? Aren't you a fellow Canadian who traveled to the United States recently? Tell me about it. Tell me. Do you speak French though with your last name? Oh my gosh, you could just blow people's minds. Love you too, Wood.
Bob?
No, they say you're on probation. Are you on probation?
Yeah, no, I was just asking.
Are you on probation
Yeah, for Hayes County.
in Hayes County? So you know what happens is there's be another warrant for the probation. So you're gonna be trying to beat that warrant, right? Because once their warrant comes out, then you're not gonna go anywhere for a while. Right?
Yeah,
You understand that?
yeah,
So if you want to, the fastest way, of course, is to hire somebody. An attorney or bondsman of your choice, pay them 5 to 10% of the bond amount. In your case, that works out to be what? $1,000 to $2,200 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. They work 24 hours a day, or it's whatever amount you negotiate with them. They take all different amounts, but you're trying to go ahead and post as soon as possible to beat that probation warrant from coming out of Hayes County. You understand that, right?
yeah.
All right. You're also awfully young, same age as my son. You should not be in my jail, young man. I'm old enough to be your mama, so I'm gonna talk to you like I'm your mama for a second. I need you to make some different choices going forward.
Yeah, I already know.
Yeah, I know you know. You gotta stop doing whatever you're doing, although you are innocent until proven guilty, okay? All right, take care of yourself, sir.
Oh my God. You know how we talk about like which judges we'd like to have dinner with? I think she's getting to the top of my list. Just for personality wise, not judge wise. I'm not really interested in her legal opinion, but I would hang out with her. I would hang out with her. I think we'd argue. We'd probably go, go at it a little bit about things, but I like her, you know? I just do. Just do.
Sir.
Appreciate you too.
All right, no worries. Take care. Next, we have Isaac Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez,
Yes, ma'am.
you have a second-degree felony, possession of controlled substance, with a range of punishment in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 20 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $10,000 plus a drug court screen. You also have a third.
Well, just saying, we know, I think it was Lucy was in here the other day explaining to me that she just had a bit of a nasty divorce that went through the court system there and was publicized. Haven't been able to get my hands on that yet. God, if I was really a hacker or knew a hacker. No, I'm just joking. We would never hack. It's publicly available. Copyright doesn't apply because of fair use. Blah, 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 blah.
Degree felony, sir, evading arrest, where the range of punishment in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 10 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $5,000. You also have a state jail felony, fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, where the range of punishment in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $7,500. And finally, sir, you have a Class B misdemeanor, driving while intoxicated, where the range of punishment in the state of Texas is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. And that bond was set at $3,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
So how does this bond work? So is that, I have to post each bond individually, or is there like a total amount or?
Right, so your bonds have been set at $26,000 total. You just hire any attorney. The fastest way is to hire any attorney or bondsman of your choice, pay them 5 to 10% of the bond amount. That's the going rate to get out of jail in Travis County right now. In your case, it works out to be anywhere between $1,000 to $2,600. They all take any different amounts, so it's whatever amount you can negotiate based on what you have. Or in the alternative, I can appoint you an attorney this morning who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
Yes, ma'am. And how soon am I able to speak to that attorney once they're appointed? Is there like a time frame?
Yeah, it's Wednesday and you have a couple felonies, although they're not that serious. I mean, drug-related charges. So you'll probably see them in a couple days. So by Friday, you should hear from somebody that they've been appointed.
Okay, and do I have any other holds or anything that would prevent me from posting bond?
Let's look. I don't think so. I didn't see anything earlier. But let's look just to be certain.
Oh my God, Courtney, I would take Judge Dude to the hair salon for a wash and a blowout too. Oh my God. I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna clean his horse and buggy for him. I fucking love it. Oh my God. Oh God.
They say you have this out of county charge from Denver from 2015, but there's no hold on it. So that's the only question mark they had. Other than that, the only thing holding you are the charges that I just gave.
Okay. Judge Webster from Texas, I would definitely cook him dinner and pray to God that he hums at some point. Orlando Chiquita, Donna, my friend. I hope you're doing well today. We are deciding which judge we would like to have dinner with or hang out with. What would you say? Would you say Judge Manning is like, of course, we stan Judge Manning, right? Duh. But if you'll notice, I don't show a lot of Manning stuff, even though I love Judge Manning. I was not at the right era, let's say. Also, I got matching headphones to my nails. Judge Boyd would be good. Get into her mind with the purses. I'd like that. Judge Simpson to have a meal. Judge Dude to go to a club? Why? So you could break his virginity for clubbing? I don't think Judge Dude has been to a club.
For sure.
Sir?
I said for sure. I'm just trying to make sure. That's all because I'm not trying to go post his bond and post his bond. I don't want nothing to try to deter me.
Correct. I understand. Yeah, you're able to post and bond out.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself, sir.
You too.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have Ryan Pennington. Mr. Pennington, you've been charged with an out-of-county felony and underlying manufacture and delivery of controlled substance from Williamson County. It was a no bond, which means you'd have to sit in jail for the next 10 days for Williamson County to pick you up. But I removed that no bond condition, set that bond at $20,000 to allow you to post bond out of Travis County and not have to wait those 10 days in jail for for Williamson County to pick you up. Absolutely. Will they help you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. So once you post, Mr. Pennington, you got to show up for court. Otherwise, that judge is just going to reissue that hold again. Judge Brooke Miller, you get picked up back in Travis County and you see me again. So try to handle your business so you don't have to come back and see me, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
All right. Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
Actually, I was gonna ask you if you did that, you said it'd take a couple of days to speak to them or whatnot.
Well, because that order goes to Williamson County, right? And we don't have anything to do with it after that. And so it takes them a couple of days to process it. They have to find an attorney. It's gonna take them a couple of days to come back down here to see you.
Whereas if I just post what did you say, $200?
Well, 5 to 10%. So anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. You negotiate that amount.
Okay.
It's just a drug case, so they may charge you less than that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome, sir. Take care of yourself. Next, we have Kyle Smith.
Oh, Kyle. Also,
Mr. Smith,
yeah.
you've been charged with a
Hold on, Judge. Yes. Hanging out on surfboards with Judge Surfer Dude, Lockhart, whatever we call him, that's a yes too. I would like to help him plan his next surf trip. That's what I would like to do.
first degree felony, arson, intending damage, the range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 5 years to a maximum of 99 years or life in prison and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $40,000 plus a mental health evaluation. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
Has anybody gotten a hold of the Department of Defense or FBI?
Not that I can see.
I requested the officers do that in the field. I requested them to come out there. The police department's under investigation for.
Sorry, what? What? What did he just say? The FBI? But this has happened here in Bond Corp before. Is that what he just said? Also, we're not done after this, guys. I will we have one more that we're gonna watch. But yeah, what the fuck did he just say? Did the FBI needs to get here ASAP? I think that's what he said. Oh my God. A field trip to the museum with Judge Middleton? Yeah, I would do that. Hundy P.
Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
Has anybody gotten a hold of the Department of Defense or FBI?
Not that I can see.
I requested the officers do that in the field. I requested them to come out there. The police department's under investigation for a string of sexual assaults out there at the hotel.
Okay, sure.
I told them.
That
I
brings
told
me to my next question. Would you like for me to appoint you an attorney who you can talk to about that and get that request honored?
I'd like you to contact the FBI because I have this entire department under investigation. It's technically witness intimidation for me to be in their custody.
Well, I won't contact them, but I can.
William, he's about to blow the system wide open. Also, she has such a great line that she uses to defer the crazy. Did we hear that? She does it on every time whenever they ask a question that she doesn't really answer. She goes, well, that leads me to my next question. Did you want me to appoint an attorney for you?
The Department of Defense or FBI.
Not that I can see.
I requested the officers do that in the field. I requested them to come out there. The police department's under investigation for a string of sexual assaults out there at the hotel.
Okay, sure.
I told them.
That brings me to my next question. Would you like for me to appoint you an attorney who you can talk to about that and get that request honored?
I'd like you to contact the FBI because I have this entire department under investigation. It's technically witness intimidation for me to be in their custody.
Well, I won't contact them, but I can appoint you an attorney who can help you with that budget.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with that request, sorry. All right,
Next
so
to me is responsible for 17 rapes at that exact hotel.
got it. Take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Jose Valenzuela. You also look very young, but you're actually a little old.
Hector, I think he should use his one phone call to contact the FBI. Oh, you guys make me laugh every fucking day. Oh, my concern when we don't have an attorney representing people in these hearings is that he probably needs a competency hearing or a competency evaluation to be started right away, to be honest with you. That's a 5150, right? I think that's 5150 rather than a soft sit. I mean, they have a little crossover, but I think that's it. Lisa B, welcome. We're only like halfway through our night, my dear. So clock in for your shift. We're going to be watching some more Bond Court here in a moment. Oh, yeah.
Older than the other gentleman, but you got a baby face. You still getting carded?
I didn't understand you.
I said you actually look very young, but you're older than the other gentleman. So you got a baby face. Are you still getting carded?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a baby face there. All right, Mr. Valenzuela. This says you've been charged with second-degree felony aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, sir. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 20 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $100,000 plus no contact with the alleged victim. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge?
What bond said it?
100,000.
100,000?
Correct.
Why did it take so long for this case to even get filed?
Oh, No idea. It's more than a year old. I do note that, but I don't have any idea about that.
Say it again?
I said, yeah, I note for purposes of the record that it is more than a year old. The original office date is from August of 2022, but I have no idea why it took them so long, sir. You know, the police does their work on their own behalf at their own pace. They have to build a case as best they can. So, but that brings me to my next question. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning with this case?
For a court appointed?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes? All right, so ordered. Talk to court appointed counsel about this case, sir, and see if y'all can get something resolved. Y'all can set it for trial. You may be able to get it dismissed. It just depends, but you need to talk to the attorney about it, okay?
All right.
All
you.
right, take care of yourself, sir. You're welcome.
Your Honor, I'm about to get off, so are you ready for post 3?
You're about to get off. Wow. That's sort of appropriate to talk about, sir. Guys, give me one moment here. Literally pause. Go. Great time for a med check. Go check your meds, get a drink, go potty. About to start our second round for the evening of bond court. And we're gonna play a favorite game with Dismissal Dan. So give me 2 minutes and we are good to go.
There were some people from yesterday. Do we need to address that or no?
What's the name of the two from yesterday?
Jose Ruiz Morales
He's not here.
and Ronald Salguero.
Not here.
Perfect. Those are out, and then, but we still need the Spanish interpreter anyway.
We need Spanish and the Vietnamese.
Got it. Okay, I know the Vietnamese is for the female, correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. We'll knock those out. We'll not after I do the preliminary instructions.
All right.
And then, so I guess the order we'll do it in, just so y'all have a heads up, we'll do all the preliminary instructions for everyone. Then we'll do the female, we'll take the Vietnamese interpreter first, then we'll do the guys, we'll do the juveniles first, and then just, then we'll do the Spanish after the juveniles. So when we get to the guy side, we can have Alexander and Velasquez first.
Okay, that's fine.
Perfect. And then everybody else.
Yeah, what's going on there? Why are they all look like they're being gassed? Seriously, what is going on there? They're all covering their noses.
Start in just a few moments.
Look at them all. Oh, I'm just they're all she can't handle it. The other lady's like, this is fucked up. You never want to go to jail again, girl. You fucked up. Look at her face. She's like, this is not okay. Oh my God. That girl's sneezing. Are you saying the dude back there is puking? This is nuts. Okay, something's happening. I'm gonna skip ahead a little. I think the guys were having issues. We just didn't see it. You don't think the guys are covering their faces? Well, let's see. There we go.
So the two, all right. Ms. Wesley, the two Spanish speaking people from yesterday, that it appears they bonded out, so that they are not going to be addressed today. Just FYI.
Okay, so we're not in need of a Spanish interpreter?
No, we are, but just
Okay.
not the ones from yesterday.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got everybody at the jail.
It's nuts, you guys.
We ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September the 18th, 2023. The time is 11:02 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. I'm Judge Daniel Nabel. I'm going to go over a couple of things with you before I discuss your individual situation in your case, but just a little bit of general information about what this proceeding is and what this proceeding isn't. Okay. First and foremost, this is not an evidentiary hearing. This is a procedural hearing, and it's an informative hearing, okay? So what that means is this is not the opportunity for you to talk about the facts of your case, why you're innocent, why you didn't do what officers allege that you have done, why the witness is lying, why you have an alibi, or any defense that you may have. You save that for your lawyer down the road so they can best defend you against these charges. Okay. This is an informative hearing where I'm going to inform you of certain things. Number one, I'm going to inform you of the charges pending against you, whether they are misdemeanors or felonies. Also, I'm going to inform you of what your bond is on each charge if a bond is going to be given. Next, I'm going to inform you of your next court date. Your next court date is a preliminary hearing. If you bond out of jail, you will not have a preliminary hearing. Okay, so the date that I give you, if you bond out, you will not need to go to court that particular day. You'll get notice in the mail of your arraignment court date later on down the road. But make sure that your information is good with the sheriff's department and the clerk's office or the bonding company so you don't miss that future court date. If you are still in custody when the court date arrives, which is either going to be October the 16th for felonies or October the 17th for misdemeanors, then you will have a preliminary hearing. There you will meet with an attorney if you qualify for a public defender or a court-appointed attorney, or you will have hired your own attorney by that time. There you can either choose to have a hearing, you can negotiate your case with the solicitor's office or district attorney's office, either on the charges or your bond conditions or whatever else you can negotiate with them, okay? Next, I'm going to go over if you have any special conditions of your bond. The most common types of special conditions are no contact provision. If you have a no contact provision with a certain person, guess what that means? Don't have any contact with them. It doesn't matter if it's a spouse, a parent, a brother, a blood relative, a friend. It doesn't matter what the nature of the relationship is. If you are told not to have contact with somebody, don't have contact with them. That means direct or indirect. No Facebook, Instagram, Kik, Twitter, Skype, Snapchat, WhatsApp, whatever creative way that you think that you can have contact with this person, don't do it, because if you do that, you run the risk of being in violation of your bond conditions, which can get you locked up, your bond being revoked, and also you having more charges against you. And if you violate a judge's order, guess what another judge is not likely to do? Grant you a bond, because you've already proven that you can't abide by the rules while out on bond. Another type of special conditions is to stay away from a certain location. Just like a no contact with a person, stay away from a certain location means do not go there. It doesn't matter if it's your former employer, your current employer, where you actually reside. The biggest, I guess, area of complaints is when somebody is told not to go back to their residence. I can't allow that because obviously some type of dispute happened there. If you need to get belongings from that residence, what I can do is put in the bond paperwork that you are allowed to go back to the residence, but you have to be accompanied by the sheriff's office. That's to protect you and the people at that residence, so there's no one else getting arrested or a commotion on that scene, okay? So, you know, if it's your residence, I'm sorry, but you'll have to make arrangements to either with the sheriff's department to go and get your stuff, or you can have someone else go there and get your stuff for you, okay? Lastly, we'll go over whether you want to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. You also do have the option to represent yourself unless you are a lawyer. That is highly not recommended, because you'll be held to the same standard as a lawyer and know the rules of evidence and the procedures and things of that nature. So I do not recommend you represent yourself, no matter how small or large the charges are. Either you should want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney or hire your own attorney. Now, all of you were given the opportunity to fill out some paperwork for a court-appointed attorney. If you didn't fill it out, I can only assume that you're going to hire your own attorney, okay? Because otherwise you're wasting all of our time by me having to go over these questions with you. So hopefully you filled out that paperwork, because I can only assume that you hired your own attorney if you didn't. Lastly, I will ask if you have any questions. Your questions should be limited to, what are my charges? What is the bond amount? Do I have any special conditions? When is my next court date? Anything beyond those questions, I'm really not going to be able to help you, because my role here is very limited into the information that I am giving you today. I cannot predict the future of the likelihood of success on your case. Now, I am also handling warrants, so give me 1 second, because I am doing double duty. So give me 1 second, please.
Okay, the smell seems to have dissipated. They seem to be doing a bit better. That girl's eyes were so wide at the beginning. She's regretting every life choice she's had. They all are. You can see it. Even the guard. The guard's like, this is not, this is fucked. This fucked. Also, guys, if you're just getting here, go ahead
All
and
right,
plug
I
in for your
apologize for the
shift. Okay,
interruption, but I'm
Judge,
doing two things at once today.
about it.
So again, if your question is not related to the information that I'm giving you and you just need it repeated back to you, please don't ask me. Some common questions that commonly come up from people are, how do I go about bonding out? Well, I can tell you as a practicing lawyer for over a decade in this area, a bonding company usually charges somewhere between 10 and 20% of whatever your bond is, okay? That's not by statute, it's not by law. That's just kind of the general business practices of a bonding company. So if your bond is $1,000, that's 10% is 100, 20% is 200. So for every $1,000, you just double it. If it's 2,000, it's between $200 and $400. I don't know the requirements of what kind of paperwork they're going to need, or can it be a friend or a family member or anything like that? I don't know. So don't bother asking me those questions because I'm not going to be able to help you. The other one question I get a lot is, what about OR bonds? I have already assumed that everyone has asked me for an OR bond. If you know what that is, then you probably don't qualify anyway. And if you don't know what it is, good. That means that you haven't been here before. Okay, so I have already assumed everyone wants an OR bond or a signature bond or something along those lines. So please don't ask me because it's already been considered. Lastly, if a charge is being dismissed against you, it could be brought back. It's not my job to tell law enforcement to bring those charges back or to present new evidence against you, or whether the DA's office or the solicitor's office is going to re-allege those crimes. I have no idea. The reason why it's being dismissed is because I believe that the evidence in front of me is not sufficient. So if your charge is dismissed, I'm sure you'll be very pleased with that result today, but don't be surprised if those charges come back later on down the line. I have no idea.
They will be pleased and we will be pleased. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been here before for a Dismissal Dan evening, prepare yourselves because he dismisses more cases than any judge we've ever found. And I've put the challenge out to other court YouTubers, and nobody has met the challenge of providing me with another judge who dismisses more cases that are not traffic infractions, but are indeed criminal matters than Dismissal Dan. When he does do a dismissal, we will dance, we will scream, we will write Big D in the chat. When we used to be monetized, we would have a special emoji for that. Also, the lore of honestly, he's gonna dismiss cases tonight. I almost guarantee it. There's one night I was fucking wrong, but usually he's very good. Also, he does have a lisp. His eyes are getting great, by the way. I would just like to point that out. Almost don't mention that as much anymore. He's looking great. But he does have a speech impediment, which there's no fucking shame in that. He works really hard to be able to do certain instructions that he does all the time very well. So you're not going to notice it right away. But when he deviates off script, you're going to notice, is it a stutter or a lisp? I think it's a lisp. Who knows? I mean, sometimes you don't even know what you sound like. Believe me, actually, you don't even know what you sound like until one day you want to play a court video that you decided to fucking delete and you don't have anymore, and the only version you have is with you talking over it. Oh my God. That's like my punishment tomorrow on the plane. I'm gonna spend editing myself out of that video so that we can watch it.
No idea whether they will or not, but I just need to make you aware of that. Okay, so before we start the individual session, I need everyone to please raise their right hand. And do you swear or affirm that the statements you shall make shall be the truth, the whole truth? You can say I do.
I
All right,
do.
we'll
That's like
start with the
Holly Williams
female
said.
side first, because I know that we have Mr. Pham here.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. I think you're here.
Holly, he's being mean to me. I was defending you and he's being mean to me.
For give me just a moment.
It's Lee, right?
Yes, that should be it. I think we only have 3 females, so that should go fairly quickly.
No, William, it's like when the wife shows up and she's
Okay.
cooler than the husband and
All
everyone's
right,
like, oh, we can stay,
Mr.
we can
Pham,
go
if I
grab
can
us
get
some
you to raise your
drinks.
right hand, please. All right, do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully and accurately translate from the English language to the Vietnamese language and Vietnamese language to the English language on behalf of the Clayton County Magistrate Court and Miss Lee to the best of your ability?
I do.
All right.
Okay, so this just harkens back and I mean, I didn't plan this. I fucking wish I could. I wish I could plan this well. I didn't. Imagine the girl that did my nails was Vietnamese. I told you that already. And here's the other thing. I used to live with a Vietnamese girl and her sister, and they spoke fluent Vietnamese. I was taught one word, which doesn't help me at the nail salon, and it doesn't help me here today. I feel a little bad raising my hand to this because the only word I learned was maklom, which apparently means cunt face. So, not so helpful. Anyways, but I do recognize Vietnamese, the language, when it's being spoken. Like I can pick that out and sort of tell when somebody's Vietnamese, but
Right. Mr. Pham, if you could ask Miss Lee her name, please.
Tên của em là gì em? My name is Lê Thị Linh Tiên.
Okay. And Miss Lee, do you understand that you are being charged with a misdemeanor violation?
Hôm nay á, là người ta bắt em á, về một cái tội tiểu hình nha. Là cái tội nhẹ thôi. Yes, sir.
Okay. You were charged with battery. I'm sorry. You were charged with simple battery, and which is a misdemeanor, and I am going to grant a bond of $2,000.
Em bị buộc công tối về cái tội mà ấu đả nha, em đánh người ta nha, và bây giờ là tòa sẽ cho em biết là cái tiền mà em sẽ tại ngoại hầu tra trong lúc mà em chờ ngày đi ra phân xử.
Now, this doesn't mean that you're guilty of the crime or anything like that. This is just I'm just informing you of the charge against you.
Cái bữa tòa này nó không có phải phân xử cái kê của em đâu.
Jay from Michigan, T-Rex is young. He's just learning to use all the bad words. I'm kidding, T-Rex. You know I love you. But he is one of the youngest around who's not in a cyber squad.
Nha, nó chỉ có là cung cấp những cái tin tức, nói cho em, giải thích cho em biết là tại sao người ta bắt em, là cái tội em là gì, rồi cái vụ của em sẽ là xét xử sau. Ok. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Mr. Tan Doe.
Thì trong những cái điều kiện đó, người ta ra đó, trong lúc mà em tại ngoại hầu tra đó, là em không có được liên hệ với cái ông tên là Thang Đô. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have another place that you can live other than the Meadowview Road address?
Em có cái chỗ nào ở không, ở ngoài những cái nhà mà Meadow Road á? Em ra em ở chỗ có chỗ nào mà em ở tạm thời không?
Dạ không ạ.
No sir.
Không, em có bé nhỏ 3 tháng ấy, cho nên em về nhà để em chăm cho bé.
And on top of that, I have like 3 months old baby, Your Honor. I need to be with my child.
Okay. Do you have any other family in Georgia that you could live with?
Ngoài ra em có thân nhân nào ở gần đây không? Em có thể ở được không?
Em có thể về nhà của em ở, nhưng mà anh chồng của em có thể đi chỗ nhà bạn của chồng em ở được không ạ?
I can go back home to stay with my baby, and my husband can stay with his friend.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Cho em giải thích tiếp tục.
Chờ.
All right. I'm not gonna say that you can't go back home. You can go back home. That's fine.
Ok, thì bây giờ tôi đổi ý. Em có thể về nhà em ở được.
Cho em nói chuyện với tòa về cái vấn đề tội của em được không ạ?
No. Can I talk to you about my case, Your Honor, sir?
No, this is not the opportunity to talk about my case, but you'll be able to talk about your case with a lawyer in the future, okay?
Cái bữa tòa hôm nay đó là không có phải phân xử, nhưng mà em sẽ có cái cơ hội nói chuyện với luật sư của em rồi qua một cái tòa khác để mà xử. Hôm nay là tôi chỉ cung cấp những cái tin tức cho em thôi nha. Yes sir.
Okay. So do not have any violent contact with your husband. That means don't yell at him, don't throw things at him, don't kick at him, don't do anything that would be considered violent, okay?
Okay. Khi mà về ở nhà đó là em không có được là la mắng chồng em không có được bạo động vì với chồng em không có được làm cái gì hết. Ok, em hiểu không? Cái đó là cái điều kiện, với điều kiện đó tôi mới cho em về ở.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions about being at your house and being with your husband? Do you have any questions about that?
Đó, thì những cái điều kiện đó em có thắc mắc gì không? Em có thắc mắc gì không?
Hiện tại thì em chưa thắc mắc gì, em chỉ muốn về để em chăm con em thôi.
So I don't have any question. All I want to do is go back home so I can take care of my babies.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't want you to get in any more trouble. Do you understand?
Hiểu không? Được, tôi sẽ em khi em về đó, nhưng mà em không có được gây rủi gì với chồng em, tại em mà làm như vậy nữa là tôi sẽ bắt em đó.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if you get mad. You can't do anything to get yourself in any more trouble. Do you understand?
Nè, tôi dặn nè, về nhà mặc dù nếu mà em có giận cách mấy đó, em cũng không có được làm cái gì hết, tại vì mà em làm á là em sẽ bị bắt lại đó nha.
Dạ, em chỉ chăm con thôi rồi.
Yes sir, all I wanted to do was take care of my babies.
Okay.
Là giống như trong thời gian em chăm con mà em muốn đi tắm á, thì em có thể nói chuyện với chồng em là giữ con em được không, hoặc là em đi ăn cơm.
So for instance, if I wanted to go to take a shower, can I ask my husband to watch my baby during that time, sir, or during the time I will go eating? May I ask my husband to keep my baby on that time?
Yes, you can do all of the things that you normally do. You just can't yell and scream and do anything of anything out of anger, okay?
Em làm mấy cái đó bình thường được hết, vẫn nói chuyện với chồng em vẫn làm như vậy, trừ trường hợp đó là em không có được la mắng, không có được gây gổ, mà không có được trong lúc giận dữ mà em mà không được làm cái đó thôi. Còn ngoài ra em vẫn nói chuyện với chồng em bình thường thôi chứ không có gì hết.
Cho em hỏi là em nếu có thể em có thể về quê trở về quê hương Việt Nam 1-2 tháng gì đó có được hay không?
And so and then if I wanted to go back to my country, Vietnam, for a couple months, is that okay?
That's not up to me. That's up to, if you use a bonding company, they'll talk to you about that, but I don't have any control over that.
Cái đó thì tôi không có thẩm quyền, tôi không có thể trả lời cho em được. Nếu mà em mà dùng cái bond đó, em đi một cái company đó, em nhờ tiền của người ta để mà chuộc em ra đó, thì em phải nói với những cái người đó. Nhưng mà tôi á, là tôi không có thẩm quyền trả lời những cái câu hỏi đó. Okay, Sam.
Okay. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 17th, but if you get out of jail, you do not have to go to court on October the 17th.
Cái ngày mà cái phiên tòa kế tiếp á, là ngày 17 tây tháng 10. Nhưng mà nếu mà em mà đặt cái tiền mà tại ngoại hầu ra đó thì em cần phải đi tới cái phiên tòa đó nha.
Là cái ngày 17 tháng 10 em sẽ trở lại đây để em phải làm một lần nữa.
Does that mean I have to go back to jail? Không phải.
No.
Cái đó là đi ra tòa thôi, đi ra một cái tòa khác. Nhưng mà nếu mà em mà để cái bond á thì em không có cần phải ra cái tòa đó. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, do you want to hire your own lawyer, or do you want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Em muốn là muốn luật sư riêng, hay là em muốn là tòa cho em một luật sư công?
Đây là lần đầu tiên của em và em là người không phải ở nước Mỹ lâu, cho nên là em thầm mong là tòa làm cái gì tốt nhất cho em thôi.
This is my first time to get in trouble, and I don't know the system. All I want to do is I'm asking for your help. I mean, what is the best for me?
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. You are not currently working, correct?
Như là em không có đi làm hiện tại giờ, em không có đi làm, phải không?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, so that means that a lawyer is going to be given to you for your case, and then they will work with you on the charges against you.
Okay, vì trường hợp của em không có đi làm nhiều, thành thử tôi sẽ cho em một cái người luật sư công nha, là cái người đó sẽ liên lạc với em, sẽ giúp em để mà chống án trong cái kê của em nhé.
Nhưng mà có được là trong hôm nay được ra không ạ?
So can I go home today, Your Honor?
Well, I don't know how soon you can go home, but if you bond out of jail, then you can go home.
Tôi không biết là bao lâu, nhưng mà nếu mà em đóng cái tiền bond á thì là người ta sẽ cho em ra sớm. Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Miss Lee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Pham.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ms. Bermudez, we just have two more females. If you could just let us roll through them, that'd be much appreciated. I got Miss Miller is next, Frederica Miller. If we can get her.
Miller. No, just for the females today, we have
Hart. Smooth. Repress.
Hold on.
Heart Smooth Repress? Are you joking? What is that? Like a girl band of fucking weird, sad feelings? Seriously, what is going on?
Heart, smooth, and wrist press.
Okay, heart. I said heart. Said smooth. Okay. And wrist. Where's Miller? Oh.
That's a male.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I assumed by the first name. Okay. My bad. All right. Let's do Hart. Are you Miss Hart?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Miss Hart, you are charged with 1 count of criminal damage in the 2nd degree, which is, make sure. Okay, which is a felony. I am going to set a bond of $2,500. Okay. Now you do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Mr. Patrick Scott. Okay, so just don't have any contact with him until your case is resolved or the bond conditions are changed. Also, do not return back to the 7th. Well, do y'all, whose residence is this? This is both y'all's residence?
I own that home. He got out of jail 2-3 months ago, and I just let him stay with me. And I'm in the process of selling it, so I have to get in there. Still painting.
Home renovation exemption for PO? What? No, but seriously,
Where does he
you own
stay?
a home?
He stays at an Airbnb in Atlanta for the most part because he works in Smyrna.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna bar you from your own residence. However, if he's there, you can't be there. It doesn't matter if it's your house or not. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So, and you heard what I said about if you violate that, guess where you're going? So you're gonna have to make that determination on whether it's worth risking that or not, okay? Your next court date is gonna be on October the 17th. Oh, I'm sorry, October the 16th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Get a attorney appointed to me, so I'll figure things out.
Okay, and it says here, I'm looking at your application. You've served in the military before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on your paperwork because I believe that Clayton County has resources for people who've been in the military before. Now, I don't know the extent and things like that, but it's something that I look for, so we'll put that on there for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions about your case? I am going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Hart. Please don't come back.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get well,
Smooth.
all right. We'll do that one. I'm going to get my paperwork all out of order. All right, give me just a moment, Ms. Smoot.
I already got more. Mr. First Appearance himself.
See, talk to him, tell him.
Y'all have checked it? Oh, check it, because he gonna try, he upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, my man.
All right, Ms. Smoot, you were charged with one count of simple battery, which is a misdemeanor. I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. You do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Isaiah Adkins. Okay. Let me see here. All right, doesn't look like you stay at the residence where this occurred, so that's fine. The next court date is going to be on October the 17th. However, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date.
I do stay at the residence.
You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I stay at that residence.
At the 4434 Newton Estates?
Yes.
On your application, you have an address in College Park.
Address that's on our ID. I thought they said put the address that was on our ID.
Oh, I see. So your ID says College Park, but you stay in Ellenwood.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, can you go back to the College Park address?
Yes.
Okay, then let's do that. Okay. Do you need to get any items from that address in Ellenwood?
Yes.
Okay, then I will put that on there that you can go back with the sheriff's department, like I said earlier, and get your items from that address. Okay. Or you can have somebody go and get your items for you. Okay.
Okay.
Just don't show up on your own and be like, the judge said I could come here and get my stuff, because that's going to get you in trouble. Okay. So just don't go back there on your own unless you go with the sheriff's department. Do you want to you have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for court-appointed attorney? What would you like to do?
Be considered for the court.
Okay, all right, I will do that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank
Mhm.
Kiana Rest.
All right.
So before we go on to the next part of this one, I want to tell a little story that the chat has reminded me of here. So firstly, we appreciate all of the teachers out there. You have a very hard job. You've heard me talk about it before. I'm not your average parent, I would like to think. But I don't always make it easier, let's put it that way. But this story I'm about to tell you is about how you should remember that children always listen, even if you don't want them to. And secondly, the difference between people's parenting styles and how that can impact things as a kid grows up. So, when my daughter was born, I was like 19, just turned 20 years old, very young, and I quickly threw myself into parenting and started to facilitate a parenting group. We started with 5 moms. We ended up with 500 local moms. We did events every day of the week. I spent a lot of time with a lot of different people, a lot of parents in the first few years of parenting. One of my close friends happened to be a psychologist and a teacher of psychology. And her child and my child hung out quite a bit, and we did lots of things together. We were over at their house one day. The girls were upstairs, playing. And as parents know, there's that moment when things are just a little too quiet. And you just like your spidey sense goes up and you're like, oh. And so I sort of pop up the stairs into the bedroom and I see the girls and they're sitting on the window ledge. Somewhat innocuous. But the windows here, we don't have air conditioning, but they have screens in the windows. And so they were on the second story sitting on a screened window, just could have fallen out the window. You know, they're 5 years old at this time, right? 4 or 5. And I yell at my daughter, hey, get down from there right now. What do you think you're doing? Do you know what would happen if you fell out that window? You would roll over the edge and you would die. And you know what would happen then? I would die because you died. And my daughter just jumped down. Okay, you know. But then the other child, whose house we were at, proceeded to have a full meltdown. And her mom, the psychologist, comes up. She's like, "What's happened?" And I was like, "Well, they were sitting on the ledge there, like sort of." I told them they would die if they fell out the window. She's like, "You what? Why would you say that?" I was like, "Because it's true." And the child is sobbing, and I'm like, "Well, I probably said that we would die too." She was like, "Oh, why would you say that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't want them to sit in the window anymore. I don't really know. I'm perplexed why this child is crying so much. They didn't die." And again, my child has already moved well on to playing with other stuff and whatever, but I felt really bad. Side note about that child, we went one time to do like an aerial course, sort of like baby ziplining or whatever for kids. Her mom is afraid of heights and is like crying as the girls do it. And I had to like pull her aside. I was like, "You got to get the fuck out of here. You're making her cry. And I'm not going to let you fuck it up for her." And she was just like, "But it's high up." I'm like, "Kathy, sorry, I didn't mean to say her name, but I did. I was like, "You get the fuck out of here." And then my daughter, I was like, "Just push her through. Just keep pushing her. She'll be fine." And she was fine. She did great. Anyways, the whole point, the last part of that story is there's another child in the mommy group who unfortunately had cancer. Very sad. Our group gathered together, really tried to help this family, and luckily, thank goodness, this child survived and thrived. But this is embarrassing, actually. When we were hanging out one day, this child like comes running over to his mom and like crying about having cancer. And turns out they didn't tell the kid that he had cancer, but like my kid knew that he had cancer because like we all knew he had cancer. And she just like fucking told him he had cancer. And I was like, "You didn't tell him?" I didn't know that was a secret. I felt really bad about that one. But yeah. Kids listen. Little kids even. So my daughter wasn't being rude. She just like, this is part of that person's, I guess, identity in our household. I mean, like, I imagine she many times heard me say, I'm bringing so and so food, or they have to go to the hospital again. Like, it was just a big part of our growing up. The children were young, but so the kid, I guess, didn't think that they were that sick. They used to get like every 3-month MRIs. And I guess like if you just don't mention anything and this is just like how a kid grows up, they just don't realize that that there's anything different that you have to label it. But I felt horrible. Absolutely horrible. But I was like, "Hold on 1 second. Didn't this kid beat cancer?" And the mom was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You fucking telling me that you haven't been pumping this kid up about the fact that they are a fucking survivor and have beat cancer and they're amazing? They wear hearing aids. Well, how did you explain that?" Like the chemo had done something to their hearing. So they like, again, there's so many things that could be explained with the truth. To me, it's so weird to lie to children or to abstain from speaking the truth to them. Age appropriate truth is important, but they're very resilient children. Very resilient. So the last story I'll tell here is when the first time my daughter said the F word to me. You grow, I say fuck a lot, and it's something that you want to be better, but you sort of just are the way you are. And she was probably 3 years old, and she said something, and I didn't listen to her. And she turned around and she said, "Just fucking listen to me." And I was like, oh, well, she's heard that one before. Like, that is straight out of my mouth. 1,000%. That's not what came from me. Ooh, it felt bad. Didn't feel good. It brings you down to reality. Again, they listen and they learn. You have to remember that. And then I taught her about adult words and like good stuff. I got better at it, but Jesus Christ. I just remember like frozen in my tracks, just thinking to myself, I guess this is what the F word's really meant to do. Just really blow somebody over. And when it comes from a fucking 3-year-old, when you're not expecting it, whoa, does it ever, and again, how can I blame her for that? It was an absolute thing that I've said. I wish I didn't, maybe. Not really. Not really. Anyways, let's go ahead, keep watching. This lady, we're still in the middle of bond court. Well, here's the thing though, aunts and uncles, it's different, Courtney, because like if you have aunts and uncles that are saying, hold on, are you guys talking about Celtic and Rangers in the chat? Because we have to come back to that later. But siblings, like having nieces and nephews, like you can be sort of the funky aunt or uncle by being, and you don't have to be perfect every time. There's a little allowance there. A little allowance. Anyways, okay, let's keep watching. I'm gonna read the chat, see what's going on here. We've read that book, my daughter. Here's the thing though, like my daughter, I think is so brilliant and so smart and so honestly smarter than I am. So she asked very good questions that I'm not gonna lie to a child about. Like I will maybe divert a little bit, but here's the thing, she also knows that too. And because I'll call her on that. If I ask a question and she tries to, take me down a different lane, I'm like, that was really cute. Good try. Okay, but let's answer this question first. And so she does that to me sometimes too. You gotta take what you get. You teach them. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at her and been like, lie better. I can tell. You're fucking not lying good.
Moment, Miss Ruskers. All right, ma'am, you were charged with 1 count of terroristic threats, which is, they have it as a misdemeanor. All right, well, I won't bind it over, but the solicitor's office could bump this up to a felony charge. The facts don't change, but they may look at this and just based on the allegations. I'm not saying that you did it or didn't do it, but they may try to send this up to the DA's office. I'm not going to do it because it came in as a misdemeanor. I am going to grant a bond of $3,000. Okay. Also, don't have any contact with Jada Everett. Now, I know that y'all probably live in close proximity to each other, but if you see her.
The Troyalty Podcast is here. Chris, thank you so much. You guys, please, is Jonathan still here? Jonathan will have your link and he will drop it soon. Maybe we'll make you one. A special command, Chris. Guys, the Troyalty Podcast is another channel that I love to support. They are still working on getting hours. I need you guys to be watching their stuff. Put it on a playlist tonight. Let's get them going. Okay? YouTube Daddy is a fickle master. How many times have I said it? Oh, and Dana, Big D is such a big defense attorney at heart. He is. He just truly is. He believes in justice. Justice. Troyalty Podcast. I really appreciated your review the other day, which you got. First of all, I love how you got a response from the girl who you were reviewing her page, but she would claim that she had some better material, but she didn't release it. Like, well, fucking proof's in the pudding, lady. Anyways, love the stuff. Make sure you guys go and give it a check out. It's on the page linked. I'm sure that we'll get it posted in here in a second. If Jonathan's not here, we'll figure it out. You tore into her tonight too. I bet it. There we go. Jonathan, love it. Thank you so much. Well, I don't like to take other creators down because it is hard, but I really like to build people up. Colin, speaking of another creator in the chat, there's Colin, definitely not Cromwell. Colin, have you ever met the Troyalty podcast? If you don't mind, could you go and subscribe to his channel right now? I'd like to introduce the both of you. I would call Crass or the Troyalty podcast court adjacent. Court adjacent, I would say. And then you haven't? Oh, Colin, literally, please scroll up a tiny little bit, or maybe Jonathan will post it one more time. And if you could please subscribe, because seriously, great stuff. Lots of it. But we're watching court. We touch on some legal stuff too. We touch on things too.
You go the opposite direction. Okay. Don't say hi, don't wave, don't honk, don't do anything to have any contact with her, because guess what'll happen if you do? You end up right back where you are. And I assume that you don't like being where you are, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Right, exactly. Your next court date is on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
A court, attorney.
Okay. Okay, I will grant that request. Do you have any questions?
You said to go the other way, well, because we stay like right there, so she going downstairs, I'm going upstairs, how they work?
Oh, I mean, it's a little bit of common sense. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the common sense. Like, for example, let's say that you step out of your residence and you see her. Go back in your residence until she's back in hers. When she's clear, then you go. You know, I'm not saying it's a perfect system, but you know what is and what isn't contact. I would assume that, you know, you're a grown up. You know, there are ways that people try to be slick and try to violate the order and stuff like that. Like, you open the door, you see her coming out, you open it and give her side eye looks and things like that. Guess what? You go into jail. It's very simple. So if you see her, assume that she can see you, and just don't even create any problems for yourself. You know, as long as you mind your business and don't do anything, you won't have any problems. Okay. And the order's on you, not on her. So if she sees you, you know, in the parking lot and stuff, and you're getting your groceries, just pretend she does not exist. That's the best way to do it, is pretend she does not exist in this world. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
You're not going to come back because you violated this order, are you? Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Do you have any other questions? All right. Good luck to you. All right. That's all that I have on the female side. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now we have the Espanol speaking male coming up.
Yeah, we can do those. What are the names?
Give me your first name.
Michael Duran.
Daylight, this is not Judge Dude, this is Judge Dismissal Dan. Also, wow, what hair this guy has.
All right, Ms. Bermudez, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully and accurately translate from the English language to the Spanish language, the Spanish language to the English language, to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay. All right, Ms. Bermudez, if you can ask this gentleman his name, please.
Por favor, dígame su nombre.
Michael Duran Marquez.
Michael Duran Marquez.
Okay.
Marquez.
Oh, okay. Give me just a moment. Let me get his paperwork.
Oh, didn't you get the memo? Oh, you're not on Discord. That's right. The banning policy changed because I'm in charge of it. If you're being a dick and you just want to come here and make fun of people who have small channels when you have thousands of subscribers, you can fuck off and stop hijacking our evenings. But I will give you one chance quarterly. If you've been banned, you can submit your request in writing. It must be in writing, it must be in duplicate, and it must explain why you're a douche and you think that you can behave better. I think the next opening is December.
Deme un momentito, déjeme buscar su documentación.
Okay. So is his last name Duran or Marquez?
Duran Marquez.
I think he's listed as Duran. That's how I have him, Judge.
Oh, I have it. Okay, Michael. Okay, it's just spelled a little differently. That's fine.
O sea, que Michael solamente está deletreado de una forma diferente, pero está bien.
No, Colin.
Sí, es en español, Michael con K.
Yes, in Spanish. Michael with K.
I'm clear.
Estoy claro.
Mr. Marquez, I speak Spanish as well, but we have to have Ms. Bermudez here because there has to be someone in between you and I to make sure that I don't tell you something that's incorrect or mislead you.
Señor Márquez, yo hablo español también, pero nosotros tenemos que tener acá a la señora Bermúdez solamente para asegurarme que yo no le diga algo que es incorrecto o que lo haga pensar alguna otra cosa.
Okay. All right, sir. You are charged with one misdemeanor count of driving on a suspended or revoked license, one misdemeanor count of tag violation, and one misdemeanor count of, looks like, no registration.
Ok, señor, a usted se le acusa de tener un delito menor por conducir con una licencia suspendida o de no tener licencia. También se le acusa de no tener sus placas y otro cargo por delito menor de no tener la registración de su vehículo.
¿Quién me acusa de eso? Porque yo no estaba haciendo nada de eso. Yo estaba durmiendo adentro de mi casa, adentro del carro.
I don't know why they're accusing me of that because I was not doing any of that. I was asleep inside my own car.
Sure, I understand. And right now is not the time for you to present evidence or talk about your case. Right now is just, I'm just giving you some information, and later on down the road, you can talk to your lawyer about how you can defend against these charges, okay?
Okay, y en estos momentos no es el momento para que usted hable con respecto a su caso. Yo estoy solamente acá para darle información con respecto a su caso y usted puede defender su caso en el futuro hablando con su abogado y dándole esa información.
I am gonna grant a bond in your case, okay?
Yo le voy a conceder fianzas en sus cargos, ¿está bien?
The bond for the no license is $1,500.
La fianza por el cargo de no licencia es de $1,500.
For no tag, I'm gonna make it $250.
Por lo de no tener las placas, lo voy a hacer de $250.
And for no registration, the bond is $250.
Y por no tener registración, la fianza es de $250.
So your total bond is $2,000.
Su fianza total es de $2,000.
Your next court date is October the 17th.
Su próxima corte es el día 17 de octubre.
But if you bond out of jail, you don't have to go to that court date.
Pero si usted paga su fianza y sale, usted no tiene que asistir a esa corte.
You do have the right to hire your own lawyer or be considered for a court-appointed attorney.
Usted tiene el derecho de contratarse su propio abogado o de ser considerado para que le nombren un abogado de oficio.
What would you like to do?
¿Qué le gustaría hacer?
Defenderme a mí.
To defend myself.
You don't, Are you sure you don't want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney? I know that these are minor charges, but you would benefit from speaking to a lawyer.
Seguro que usted no quiere el beneficio de tener un abogado de oficio. Yo sé que estos son cargos menores, pero usted se podría beneficiar de hablar con un abogado.
Ok, igual.
Okay.
So you want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney, correct?
O sea, que usted quiere ser considerado para que le nombre un abogado de oficio, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. I will grant
está bien.
that request.
Yo le voy a conceder la petición.
All right, do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
¿Se podría anotar la fecha de corte, el día que tengo la fecha de corte y eso?
Can you write down for me the day that I have my court day?
Well, it's October the 17th.
Es el día 17 de octubre.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
¿Me tengo que quedar aquí o me puedo ir?
Do I have to stay here or can I go?
I mean, you can go as long as you make your bond and you don't have anything else that would hold you here.
Usted se puede marchar siempre y cuando usted pague su fianza y que usted no tenga nada más que lo retenga acá o lo detenga acá.
Okay. Gracias.
Okay, thank
no
you.
problem.
Okay, no hay problemas.
Next. Alphabetical order.
Yeah.
All right. What is your name, sir?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Hola, mi nombre es Alexis Roman García.
Hello, my name is Yalexi Roman Garcia.
Okay. Okay, Roman Garcia, got it. Give me just a moment to get your paperwork, sir.
Señor, deme un momentito para buscar su documentación.
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Colin. Well, I'll tell you something. We get interpreter cases on this channel all the time because I'm terrible at preparation for certain things. No, seriously. I actually enjoy interpreter cases sometimes, mostly not the Spanish ones because they make me feel really bad about failing Spanish. I've said that many times. Also, don't ever feel like a dick. Don't worry about it. You can talk shit about me all you want. That's the funny thing. You don't get banned here for talking shit about me. You get banned here for being a loser and like hijacking and trolling badly. Like you can come in here and troll well and you're not going to get banned. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, I like the bottom command, Jonathan. That one's one of my favorites. Like I said, if anybody's wondering, if you do happen to get banned from the channel, every quarter, I will be taking submissions and we will review them as a group, by the way. We will absolutely review these requests as a group and together decide whether we should unban somebody or not. It's the only way I can think of to democratically deal with it. So, obviously I'm in charge, so I get to make the first decision and then we'll deal with it later. It's just like government.
All right, sir. You were charged with one count of misdemeanor simple assault.
I'm sorry, Judge. The interpreter didn't get that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were charged with one count of misdemeanor simple assault.
A usted se le acusa de
Tin Man, thank you for pointing that out. Bottoms are not necessarily submissive. In fact, quite the opposite sometimes. And I absolutely agree. Kink, exclamation mark, kink, because perhaps the trigger shouldn't be bottom. Perhaps the trigger should be something more related to submission. But I believe that the phrase is okay. I personally, as a submissive person, laughed. So maybe the trigger phrase should change, but I really like the, if you're a sub, please be the kind that rings the bell. Because I am a sub, the kind that rings the bell.
Un cargo por delito menor de agresión simple.
I am going to set a bond at $5,000.
Y yo le voy a fijar su fianza a $5,000.
You're also charged with one.
And I mean, technically, I guess I'm a switch. Because of course I can be dominant, and of course but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Misdemeanor count of criminal trespass.
También se le acusa de un cargo por delito menor de invasión o daños a la propiedad.
I am going to set a bond of $2,500.
Y le voy a fijar esa fianza a $2,500.
And you are also charged with one count of reckless conduct.
Y también se le acusa de un cargo de comportamiento imprudente.
I am going to set a bond of $5,000.
Yes, I like that, Tin Man. I think we can do change command and make that happen. We love commands here.
Y le voy a fijar esa fianza a $5,000.
So your total bond is the total bond is $12,500.
La cantidad total de su fianza es de $12,500.
You do have a special condition of your bond
Usted tiene una condición especial como parte de su fianza,
to not have any contact
de que no tenga ningún tipo de contacto
with Yaniel Sanchez Quirindongo.
con Daniel Sánchez Quirindongo.
Is Quirindongo, Q-U-I.
Quirindongo.
Yes, correct. First name is Yaniel, Y-A-N-I-E-L.
Yes, sir. Y el primer nombre es de Yaniel, okay?
And then the second person to not have any contact with is Alvarez Rosavella.
Did you say Álvaro o Álvarez, Judge?
Alvarez.
Y la segunda persona con la que no puede tener ningún tipo de contacto es con Álvarez Rosavella.
Okay. Also, do not return back to 8334 Marlborough Drive.
Y no puede regresar al 8334 Marlborough Drive.
If you need to get any belongings from there, you can either have someone get your belongings for you, or you can make an appointment with the sheriff's office and they will go with you to get your belongings.
Si usted necesita retirar algunos artículos de este lugar, usted tiene que o dejar que alguien se lo traiga a usted o hacer una cita con la comisaría y ellos le acompañarían a retirar.
Okay, sí entiendo.
Your next court date is on October the 17th, but if you make your bond, you do not need to appear for that court date.
Su próxima corte va a ser el día 17 de octubre, pero si usted paga su fianza, usted no tiene que comparecer para esa audiencia.
You have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney.
Usted tiene el derecho de contratarse su propio abogado o de que le consideren para nombrarle un abogado de oficio.
What would you like to do?
¿Qué le gustaría hacer?
Pues no puedo conseguir mi propio abogado.
Can I get my own attorney?
If you want to, you can.
Si eso es lo que usted quiere, sí lo puede hacer.
No, quiero el otro opción.
I want the other option.
For a court-appointed attorney, correct?
¿De que le nombre un abogado de oficio?
Sí, por favor.
¿Correcto? Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. If you change your mind later on down the road and you want to hire your own lawyer, you can do that. That's fine.
Si usted cambia de idea en lo adelante y usted quiere contratarse su propio abogado, usted también puede hacer eso.
But I am going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney.
Pero yo le voy a conceder su petición de nombrarle un abogado de oficio.
Gracias.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you. ¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
En estos momentos no.
No, right now.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, good luck to you, sir.
Ok, muy bien. Buena suerte, señor. Thank you.
All right. Do we have anyone else in need of Spanish services?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Miss Nunez, you're good to go.
Thank you, sir. It was good seeing you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get Alexander.
Alexander. Excuse me, Your Honor. Excuse me. Alexander is going to be a juvenile, and Vasquez, the last one, also is going to be a juvenile.
Correct. Yeah, I've got those two ready to go.
Okay.
The juvenile.
Andrew.
I hear juvenile.
Andrews and Baker.
Yeah, Andrew was up here one through the last.
All right, sir. What's your name?
Tahane Baker.
What? That's not. Okay. Hold on a second.
Your Honor, you want Alexander?
Oh.
Yeah.
The
I
juvenile?
wanted to get the juveniles out of the way.
They're coming now.
No coming up on this computer. ¿Verdad? Cansamos de comprar computer. No.
No, Tin Man, and I'm getting a little worried, but I'm still hopeful.
Like the, yes, the one on 41. That's what I wanted to say. It's 19777.
Alexander, yeah. Tyler. Yep. All right, good, sir. All right, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Okay, there we go. All right. Are you Mr. Alexander?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sir. You are charged with one count of armed robbery.
I just literally peeked. I looked away for 1 sec. How did this change to that? What fucking happened? Hold on. CCSO, does it change? What fucking happens?
All right, thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, new one open, that one closed. See, I had to see that. Colin, thank you so much for being here. Good night. Thank you for checking out Troyalty Podcast. It means a lot to me. He's working on getting his watch hour, so appreciate that. And you're always welcome here, my friend. Don't you ever worry about it. You and Heather, you're a lovely lady.
All right. Are you Mr. Alexander?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sir. You are charged with one count of armed robbery. I don't think I have the power to grant a bond on that case, regardless. So it's been reviewed and denied. So, but I don't think I could even grant a bond on that particular charge. So the armed robbery charge is not going to have a bond. The aggravated assault charge, the bond is $75,000. Possession of a firearm during commission of a crime, the bond is $25,000, and weapon possession of a weapon underage is $10,000. So you do have bonds on the other charges, just not the armed robbery charge. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th for preliminary hearing. Now, because of your age, I know at a certain point, there are certain procedural things that need to be done. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there'll have to be a transfer over from juvenile court to the district attorney's office if that's going to happen. But I just don't recall procedurally when and how that's done, okay? Nonetheless, Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I gotta speak to my guardian.
I'm sorry?
I gotta speak to my guardian.
I got it. Well, I don't want you to move on from today without something in place. So I would like to appoint an attorney for you. Now, if that changes down the road, that's fine. You can always hire an attorney and replace someone that's going to be appointed to you, but I don't want you to leave today without a lawyer. Okay?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to grant a court-appointed attorney for you. And like I said, if you want to change your mind tomorrow, today, 3 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you can do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
What's the max time I'm looking at?
Well, that's not really a question for now, but I can tell you that armed robbery is a day-for-day crime. It's a 10-year minimum. It's 10, 20, or life. Those are your three options: 10, 20, or life. Now, I don't know if you're even going to be convicted of these charges. That's not what we're doing here right now. There's a long time in between that. But what I can tell you, sir, is that it's one of the most serious crimes out there. It carries a life sentence potentially. And I've prosecuted people for that, where they're in jail for the rest of their, prison for the rest of their life. So it's very serious. So, you know, if you do get an opportunity to get out, I suggest that you make the most of it. And I suggest that you don't find yourself in any more trouble while you are still in custody. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Alexander. Good luck to you. All right, let me get the other juvenile.
Already on?
All right, are you Mr. Velasquez?
Sir.
All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of armed robbery. As I told the other gentleman, I don't think I could set a bond on that case, even if I wanted to. So there's not going to be a bond set on that particular charge. You're also charged with aggravated assault. That bond is $75,000. Possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, that bond is $25,000. And possession of a weapon while underage, the bond is $10,000. So you do have bonds on 3 of your 4 charges, but not on the armed robbery charge.
Beverly, welcome back. We know that it's more important for our real life in-person people, but how did it go? Also, Courtney, how did it go for you? He came over yesterday. I want to hear about it. KT, welcome. Thank you for being here. Good reminder for meds. Take some meds, drink some water. Coming up on 3 hours, you guys. Time flies when you're having fun.
Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th for a preliminary hearing. Now, because of the nature of the charge and your age, logistically, there's a lot of things that have to be done. I know at some point there needs to be a transfer, or there could be a transfer from juvenile court to superior court. I just don't recall logistically when and how that takes place. Nonetheless, I am putting you down for a preliminary hearing on October the 16th. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to my parents first.
Okay, that's a fair response. However, I don't want you to leave today without some type of representation. So what I would like to do is grant you a court-appointed attorney. If you want to change that to
And you know how silly it sounds when you just explained to us about power bottoms, but you didn't know what OnlyFans was? OnlyFans is a great way to support me.
tonight, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you can change it, okay? It doesn't mean just because you get an attorney now, you have to stick with them, okay? But I don't want you leaving without some type of representation, because it may take you a while to get somebody before the 16th. So if it's all right with you, I'm going to grant you a court-appointed attorney. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Other than aggravated assault.
Court.
I can't, you got to speak up a little bit for me.
Aggravated assault,
Uh-huh.
didn't they say there was cameras?
Well, this isn't evidentiary hearing, so I don't know what, I don't know the full evidence, the extent of the investigation against you is. I'm only looking at a very small little bit to see if legally there's enough for these charges to proceed. And based on my review, there is. But that's something that you can speak to an attorney about for sure. Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Velasquez, good luck to you.
All right, that's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, we should be on Wayne Andrews if we're in order. We got Wayne Andrews.
Yes, Your Honor, we're gonna do them last. Mr. Andrews, we got Mr. Brown, right?
Oh, it's Andrews. Oh, all right, who's coming up? Mr. Brown?
Step back. I know you're not telling me.
Let's see, you're Mr. Baker, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Baker, you were charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Which is a misdemeanor. I'm going to set a bond at $1,500. Do not have any contact with Officer Floyd and do not go back to the airport unless you have a plane ticket to fly somewhere. So unless you're flying out of Georgia, do not go back to the airport. Do you understand? Okay, very good. If you make your bond, you do not need to appear for your next court date, which is October the 17th. That's your preliminary hearing. But if you're still in custody, that'll be your next court date, okay? You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Yeah, attorney.
Okay. All right, Mr. Baker, I will grant that request for you. Do you have any questions?
You said go back to court October 17th?
October the 17th, but if you bond out, you don't have to go, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Derek Daniels.
Okay, Mr. Daniels. Just a moment, sir. All right, Mr. Daniels, you were charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property and no driver's license. The no driver's license is a misdemeanor. The bond is $1,000. The theft by receiving property, I'm dismissing that charge against you. Okay. The reason why I'm dismissing it is I don't know whose property you allegedly stole. Maybe it's your own. Maybe it's your mom's or dad's or cousins or nephews or friend, and they said that you could drive it, but somebody reported it stolen. I just don't know who. No victim, no charge. Now, you remember what I said earlier? That charge could come back.
Holy shit. I needed that big D so bad tonight, Judge. You fucking held out for an hour? Wow. That's incredible stamina. I'm just gonna say. I mean, we were interrupted by like 2 different language interpreters, but still, I love it. Seriously, I just love the big D. I love all your guys' conversation. Y'all so dirty. Lisa, also, you can be vanilla and check out OnlyFans too. It's just like pictures and videos that you can't put on YouTube.
Okay. So it feels good right now, but it could come back. I'm not saying that it will. I'm not saying that it won't. That's none of my business, but I don't have enough to keep you on that particular charge. So I'm entering in an order dismissing it. Okay. So with that being said, the felony's gone. Your next court date is on October the 17th, which is a misdemeanor court date. Okay. I would strongly suggest to you, Mr. Daniels, that you get with a lawyer immediately and discuss
Courtney.
resolving your case. Yeah, that's what I would do, sir. You have the right to be considered for a court-appointed attorney, or you have the right to hire your own. What would you like to do?
I had ended up signing a waiver to hire my own because I didn't know what my mom wanted me to do. And
Okay.
I know that could change, so I just went ahead and got one just in case. And because I ain't know what she wanted me to do.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, do you know if that person has already been hired or not?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I haven't talked to my mom, but I would like one. I would like one.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna appoint you a lawyer, but if your mom or somebody hires you one, they can always replace the one that I'm gonna appoint for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right, I will do that for you, sir. Do you have any questions about your case? Okay, all right.
I don't think so, Lisa. They're just literally naked pictures of me. Maybe that might frustrate you. I don't know. But they're just my personal collection of pictures.
All right, Mr. Daniels, good luck to you. Don't come back.
You want to know? Oh, wow. Okay. Want to know what's great?
All right, what's your name, sir?
Jack Dillon.
All right.
Thank you, Cloud Elvis.
Mr.
as
Dillon,
always.
give me just a second. Okay. I have to go over with you because your case is a little bit different. So give me just a moment to pull that up. All right, Mr. Dillon, just listen carefully to what I'm about to read to you, okay? Or what I'm about to say to you. A fugitive warrant has been issued for your arrest.
Oh, yes, a fugitive warrant. Oh, I can't wear them. I can't see. Where is this person a fugitive from? We got a big D, Katie. It was more of a medium D, we'll be honest. But let's go ahead and get us guesses. Idaho. I'm guessing Idaho. What does anybody else think? Let me know in the chat. Where is this guy? Mississippi. We still got more possibilities, KT, believe me. But we're doing an extradition right now. Okay, I'm seeing Kansas. Just remember, it can't be Georgia, but anywhere else is fair game within the United States. Dallas, I'm going to put that down as Texas, Loud Elvis. Utah, Kansas again. My two purple girls are on the same page today, Lisa and Vicky. Oklahoma and, Beverly and Jay from Michigan are both saying Oklahoma. Give the old dude big D as long as the crime isn't kids or animals. This one's not going to get a big D because this is an extradition, so it means it's taken. They're coming from another state. I'm seeing Delaware, Oklahoma, Florida. Wow, from Lisa B. Florida or Jersey, New Jersey. Okay, Illinois. I'm sorry, Tin Man. I almost missed you there. Illinois. Did I say Delaware? Delaware. I guessed Idaho. Okay, Massachusetts. I've been to Massachusetts before. That was a fun trip.
You do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County.
No more bets. No more bets, ladies and gentlemen. No more bets. No more bets. Here we go. Oh, Wyoming. I'll give it one more because it's in there, but no more bets.
You've been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you in, looks like Tennessee. And that state is requesting that you return to.
No way. Nobody guessed fucking Tennessee. Where's Allie B from Tennessee? She always guesses Tennessee. Sorry, guys, we all lose.
Answered for the charges of a failure to appear. In accordance with the laws of the state of Georgia, you are brought before me for an explanation of this proceeding. You have the right to contest the legality of this warrant and all extradition proceedings, or you may waive your right to extradition proceedings and voluntarily be returned to the state requesting your detention. Before you inform me of whether or not you wish to waive extradition, let me explain to you the following rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If you desire to contest the legality of this extradition proceedings, then you must file or have filed on your behalf a writ of habeas corpus. You will be allowed a reasonable amount of time to file such writ. You may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest the following things: whether extradition documents are in order on their face, whether you are charged with a crime in the demanding state, whether you are the person named in request for extradition, and whether you are in fact a fugitive.
Tennessee.
You cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in this state. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in deciding whether to contest or waive extradition if you so desire. If you waive extradition, here's the important part. If you waive extradition, the state of Tennessee will have 30 days to come and get you. If Tennessee has not picked you up in 30 days, you will be released. That's if you waive it. They've got 30 days. If you contest extradition,
Failure to appear, Courtney. It's a failure to appear charge out of Tennessee. FTA from Tennessee, and they issued an interstate warrant.
and the state of Tennessee is unable to extradite you within those 30 days, you may be committed to the county for an additional 60 days awaiting your extradition. So if you contest, potentially it could get up to 90 days. The question for you is, do you wish to waive extradition and be returned to Tennessee, or do you wish to have formal extradition proceedings?
I choose to waive extradition.
Okay. And are you making this decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's some paperwork that they have that will require your signature. I think there's either 5 or 6 copies. If you'll sign that, they'll scan it in and email it back to me, and then I'll sign it and then email it back to them, and then that'll get that clock started. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put you down as having a preliminary hearing on October the 16th. It's within that 30-day window. And I'm going to grant you a court-appointed attorney just in case something isn't done and they can get that done for you. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Very good, Mr. Dillon. Then we'll get that done for you, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Joseph Edgerton.
Okay. All right, Mr. Edgerton, you were charged with 1 count of sexual battery against a minor.
What the motherfuck? Are you fucking joking me? Innocent until proven guilty. Oh, wow. That's a big dude. Don't dismiss this one, Dan. Come on now. Don't make me come down there. Look at his fucking face. Well, no D, except, I mean, we could authorize.
1 count of child molestation and 1 count of enticing a child for indecent purposes. I have considered a bond, and I'm not going to grant a bond on any of those charges. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th for preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Hire an attorney.
Okay. Do you know who that's going to be?
Have at her, buddy. Good luck. Peace out. A-town. Fuck off. Back to your cell. Rot. Rot.
Yet or no?
Steve Fry.
Okay. Does Mr. Fry know already, or you're just going to figure that out?
I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay. All right. No problem, sir. All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right.
What's your name, sir?
Larry.
Larry?
Okay.
Just Larry?
All right, sir. You are charged with 1 misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. I forgot. Give me just a moment.
criminal trespass over here.
Okay. One misdemeanor count of criminal trespass, the bond is $1,000. One misdemeanor count of battery, family violence, the bond is $3,000. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay. You do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Nijia Nichols. So just don't have any contact with that person, okay? Also, do not return back to the 429 Hanover Place address. Do you need to get anything from there or no?
Yeah, that's my residence.
Okay. Well, I've got you at Fairwood Circle on your application.
Yeah, that's my parents' address.
Okay. Well, you're going to need to make arrangements to potentially maybe stay there for a little while because I can't let you back at the 429 Hanover Place. However, if you need to get your belongings, you can either A, have someone get them for you, or B, I'm putting in your paperwork that you can go there with the sheriff's office and get your stuff, okay? I don't want any issues for you, and I don't want any issues for Miss Nichols, okay? Your next, hold on one second. I'll give you an opportunity to ask a question, I promise. Your next court date is on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do? I'm sorry, run that by me one more time.
Court appointed.
Okay, got it. All right, I will grant that request. Now, I know you had a question. What's your question?
If she doesn't live there, does that would that like can we like allow me to stay where I pay rent? She went back to her mom's house.
Here's the reality, right? I have no idea if what you're telling me is true. I don't think that you would be bold enough to lie to a judge. That would be pretty not smart, right? But I know that she was staying there when this went down, and I don't have any way to verify. So, you know, look, the main thing is the no contact with her, okay? Now, I'm putting in here to not go back there, but if she's not there and you're doing whatever you're doing, I can't control it. But it carries a lot of risk if you're breaking my order, right? So what you should do is get with the attorney and have them file what's called a motion to modify bond conditions, and then they can ask a state court judge or another magistrate court judge, hey, judge, we've done the research, you know, this person doesn't live here anymore, can he go back? And then they can consider it, right? But I don't have the power to do that right now. So that's, you know, it's not helpful to you, or it's not the best thing in the world for you, and I understand that, but you got to understand my side as well, okay? I don't have all the information. I have very limited information. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Roderick Lewis Harding Jr.
Tell him to talk loud. Say it loud. Say it loud.
Roderick Lewis Harding Jr.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Harding Jr. I heard you a little bit, but I know it may be difficult. All right, sir, you are charged with theft by taking. The bond is $2,000. Okay. You do have a special condition to, and this looks like a misdemeanor charge. You do have a special condition to not go back to the airport unless you're lawfully traveling. Let me add that in there. So if you don't have a ticket to fly out, don't go back. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do? Court-appointed? Okay. It was on mute, but I just read your lips. So, all right. Do you have any questions about your case? Oh, it's on mute. Hold on one second. They got to take you off mute real quick. There you go. Okay. Do you have any questions?
October the what?
October the 17th. But if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Olin Mitchell.
Hold on a second. Oh, okay, I got you, Mr. Mitchell. Hold on. Let me put my paperwork in order.
Take your time.
Well, I want to be respectful of yours and everyone else's. We had gone out of order a little bit. All right. All right, let me see here.
I'll show you.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, you were charged with, Mr. Mitchell, you were charged with violation of a family violence order and 1 count of misdemeanor obstruction. On the misdemeanor obstruction charge, I'm going to grant a bond of $1,000. However, on the violation of the family violence order, I'm not going to grant a bond at this time. And the reason for that is it's like what I said earlier. If a judge puts special conditions of a bond or something like that, and then somebody violates it, somebody in my position, I'm looking at it like, well, he had bond and was told not to go near this person, and then he did it. Why would I let him out again? Because
Good night, Tin Man. Thank you so much for coming by. Jody Gardner, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that the judge is making this call. I think it's extremely serious that people follow DV orders that are issued by courts. I'm okay with not issuing a bond on this, on a violation of. Let's see what he has to say, though. He's got his hand to his chest here.
hold on just a second. You may have some defenses in your case. You may have some legal defenses, okay? And if you do have those legal defenses, that's fine. Unfortunately, I don't know if you've been through this process before, but unfortunately, this isn't a place to present your legal defenses.
But I've never had bond before on this.
But what I'm saying is,
and I was at my home. She doesn't live there.
I understand that, but listen to me. Listen, it says a temporary protective order signed by a Clayton County Magistrate Court judge and served by the Clayton County Sheriff's Department on September the 15th to the offender was in clear violation of the order. Now, it doesn't mean that you did. Now, listen to me. Listen. We're gonna have a good interaction between you and I, okay? Yes. It's not saying that you, on this particular occasion, it's not saying that you were violent. It's not saying that you were being rude. It's not saying anything. All the allegation is that you were served with some documents to not go near her.
She came to me.
I understand that, but the restriction is not on her. So I don't know if you heard me tell some other people, when there's a no contact, if they come up to you, you go the other way. You can't be around them. It doesn't matter if they come up to you. You have to walk away. And that's what I know. It's difficult. I know it's not fair. I hear you. I get it. But listen, you got to listen to me.
I'm going to lose everything if I don't get out.
Listen, Mr. Mitchell.
I apologize.
I know it's very emotional and it's not fair sometimes.
To my employment.
Listen, I don't want to say it again, okay? I'm being real easy with you because I know it's tough, okay? I could be a lot more strict, but I'm trying to help you out. The restriction's not on her, it's on you, okay? There's nothing legally, I have to go by the law. It doesn't mean that I always agree with it, but you speaking to me right now, guess where it's going to get you? Nowhere. It's not going to help you at all, because even though I am a judge, I have very limited power. There's enough evidence here for the case to move on. Later on down the road, you're going to have a lawyer. You're going to discuss your defenses with that lawyer, and they may be able to negotiate something with the prosecuting office. But guess what? I'm not your lawyer and I'm not the prosecuting office. So you understand what I'm saying? I'm very limited. Trust me, I've come across these every single week, okay? It doesn't get any easier and it doesn't make it right and it doesn't make it wrong. I just got to give you the news as it is. I'm just the messenger and I have to follow the law. I have a job to do. Now, The next court date is going to be on October the 16th. Okay. In between then and now, if you, depending on what you want to do about your lawyer situation, you can have an attorney file an emergency motion or whatever other motion that they deem appropriate. Okay. And go from there. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or would you like to be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
I'll accept the court appointed right now because my private attorney is out of town on vacation. And
Okay.
may I please ask a question?
Give me 1 second. I will, of course, allow you to ask a question. They have this as a misdemeanor. I'm not certain that it is, but I'm going to bound it over as a misdemeanor because that's how it came to me. I'm not sure that's correct, but that's what we'll roll with. Well, it's not bound over, but continue it as such. All right. What is your question? Now, remember what I told you. Don't talk to me about the facts because I can't help you on that. Okay. But what's your question?
Question is, if she asked me to get a notarized letter to see the child, she dropped off at my employment and called last night saying that I just wasn't supposed to have her. And they came and arrested me. But she had me get a notarized letter so I could have her. I was supposed to return her Monday at 6:30. I didn't do anything wrong. The police came and got me and the baby out of the bed and put me in handcuffs. And she does not even live there. She's been 3 months removed from our residence.
Yep. That sounds like to me, sir, that you need to have a discussion with your lawyer because you may have a defense to those charges. That's what it sounds like to me.
But I won't be able to defend it if I won't be able to get home to get all my stuff. I had to pay my rent today on the 15th, and I'm going to be evicted now, and I don't even know where my stuff is going to go. Like,
but here's the thing, Mr. Mitchell, and I have to wrap this up with you, sir. Here's the thing. I have very limited power and authority. I have very limited power of authority. So I'm not dismissing it because there's enough there. I wouldn't be doing my job. I would be literally breaking the law in order to do you a favor, which I'm not going to do because then I wouldn't be fair to the thousands of people that I've seen before you. So I'm not saying that it's a great situation, and I can certainly appreciate where you're coming from, but I have to do what I literally have to do. Okay? You good?
No.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir?
Michael Darnell Price.
All right, Mr. Price. Your name does not sound familiar. Give me a second.
Larry Beaver.
Oh, okay, it does. I just don't remember. All out of order. Okay, here we go. I am familiar with the case, just didn't ring a bell. All right, sir, you were charged with 1 count of misdemeanor driving under the influence less safe, and 1 count of misdemeanor driving on the suspended or revoked license. On the suspended license, the bond is $1,000. Let me take a look at the, what did I just do? Oh, okay. Let me take a look at this DUI one more time real quick.
Lisa, would you like to come on and do on one of the Friday nights, teach us all the different shapes of all the states? We can even do a little competition where I think I'll try and name all the states.
All right, Mr. Price, I am going to do you a small favor and lower the bond from $5,000 to $4,000. Okay, on the DUI. Now, I know that's not a huge thing, but it's something.
Yes.
All right, sir, your next court date is going to be on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Appointed one, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will do that for you, Mr. Price. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you.
Dana, does that mean your birthday is tonight or tomorrow? You're turning 39, girl. I love it. Presto. Nobody's getting arrested. We're not getting arrested. Manifest no arresting, please. Happy early birthday, Dana. I'm so sorry that I'm not here tomorrow to sing it to you. If you want, I'll sing after events. You let me know.
Edward Henderson. Hey.
Give me just a moment, sir.
Appreciate it, Clark.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dana. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, Mr. Henderson, you were charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. That is a felony charge. I am going to grant a bond of $3,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th. However, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do? Okay, I got it. Mr. Henderson, have you ever served in the military before?
No, sir.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately how much money do you make?
Every day?
Just say a month.
A month?
Uh-huh.
$1,900.
Okay.
Disability.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. All right. Well, I will grant your request for a court-appointed attorney, Mr. Henderson. Do you have any questions?
I want to burn out.
Okay, well, bond out. That's fine. You can do that.
I need to go to see the burn now. I can't go to call the burn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't control that. You got to talk to the sheriff's office, but you've got a bond. I gave you one, so you can bond out.
Just I can come and go down to
That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
I'm going to the place.
All right, Mr. Miller, just let them know who you are.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Patrick Miller.
Come on, you're gonna hear.
Oh, okay. How the ending of your first name? What's the ending? The last 3 letters of your first name?
CK.
Okay. All right, sir. Oh, here we go. You are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor obstruction or felony obstruction. I'm dismissing the case against you. Now, I don't remember if you heard what I said earlier. These charges may come back if there's more information or evidence against you, but the evidence that I have is not, I don't believe it's legally sufficient for the charges to keep going forward. Okay. I'm not going to tell anybody to present more evidence, and I'm not going to tell them not to. They don't ask my, opinion about that. But based on what I have, there's nothing in here to say that you had to comply with the police officers. I don't know why they were there. I don't know if you were involved. I don't know if you're a witness, a bystander, a victim, a suspect, or any of that stuff. I don't know. They just said you didn't do what they said. Well, there's got to be a reason. Okay. So as long as you don't get yourself in any more trouble, you'll be good to go. And if there's nothing holding you, then you'll be getting out once the paperwork is processed. All right. Do you have any questions? I'm sorry. Do you have any questions? Okay. All right, Mr. Miller, well, just be careful on how you interact with people in the future, and hopefully you don't find yourself back here again. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Tell me your name, first, last name, first name.
Hutchins Drive.
All right, Mr. Hutchins, just give me just a second.
You just gotta be careful with music.
Mr. Hutchins, you are charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime. As you're already.
Holy fucking shit, look at Raggedy Ann's hair over here. What the motherfuck? We could definitely do it, but what the fuck is going on with his hair, you guys?
An inmate, I'm not going to grant a bond on that charge. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Trying to see how I got charged.
Well, basically, in Georgia, you don't have to do whatever the illegal act is. If you're, the best way to explain it is kind of like guilt by association. If you're around the people that are doing it, it's a little more nuanced than that. There's a little more to it. But the allegation is that some people that you were with or associated with or whatever were doing some things that they shouldn't have been doing, and you were a part of it. So I'm not saying that you're guilty. I'm not saying it's a good case, bad case, strong case, weak case, or whatever the case may be, but there's enough evidence for the case to move forward. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
That's it.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Appreciate it. I have one question I did do.
All right. What's your name?
Now, let me go.
You said Marlon Miller, correct? All right. I just want to make sure I have the right Miller. All right, sir. You are charged with 1 count of fugitive from justice. Miss Wesley, I am stuck on what to do here.
Okay.
To be honest, because what I have in front of me is alleging to be a Secret Service warrant. But I have never dealt with that before, and I don't know who is on for first appearance tomorrow. Is one of the full-time judges on for tomorrow?
Okay.
Can we look at that real quick?
And see who's on first appearance tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, stand by.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, I don't know if you heard, there was another gentleman, he was wanted out of Tennessee. I've done those before, but I haven't done an alleged federal one before. So I don't know logistically if the procedure is the same or the procedure is different. And I obviously don't want to make a mistake that would harm you, or make a mistake that would jeopardize what allegedly the Secret Service has going on. So I may not be able to handle your first appearance today, but we might have someone who's got some familiarity with this tomorrow. So just give us just a moment, sir.
It's gonna be Judge Scott, Judge.
Okay. I know that Judge Scott has been a magistrate previously. I just don't know what to do with Mr. Miller here, because I've never come across that. I don't know if logistically it is the same or different, because we have very limited information. And so as much as I do not like moving things from one plate to another, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to research this. And so I'd like to move Mr. Miller on for tomorrow. And then, you know, I can follow up with an email to Judge Scott and kind of give her a heads up, because like I said, I don't want to make an error that would be unfair to Mr. Miller. And I also don't want to make an error that would be unfair to law enforcement.
Okay, that's fine. I'll place them on the calendar for tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know if an official, I guess, continuance order needs to be done, but if it does, if you'll draw it up and just add my name to it, that's fine. But I'll remember to send an email to Judge Scott and maybe copy Judge Cates Johnson on it as well.
Will do.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Mr. Miller, in an abundance of caution, I know that it's not awesome for you, but we need to move you to tomorrow to make sure that we are logistically doing everything correct, okay? Okay, all right, sir, thank you.
You come back over tomorrow. All right. Well, they end up being 2. We got the first one, but they're gonna do it tomorrow, so we don't need it.
And then I have
Miller, Marlon Miller. It's not gonna be needed till tomorrow. It won't need it till tomorrow.
And then I have Mr. Andrews.
You done. You better go.
I didn't see Andrews. Are you Mr. Okay, Mr. Andrews. Mr. Andrews, sir, you're charged with 1 count of arson, 1 count of interference with government property, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime. All are felonies. Being as that you're already incarcerated in the Clayton County Jail, I'm not going to grant a bond on those charges. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th for a preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Can you repeat the last statement?
Yeah, you have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. Which would you like to do?
I need a court-appointed attorney.
Okay. All right, Mr. Andrews, I will grant that request. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Andrews. All right.
Well, Mikey, you did miss a little bit. There was a guy who wanted the FBI called in our first set of hearings today, and then this gentleman just had a Secret Service fugitive warrant. I don't think we've ever heard of that before. And now we have this gentleman for our last few minutes before we call it an evening, coming on 3.5 hours. Whatever will we see? What will he have done? What will he have done?
What's your name, sir? Oh, hold on.
Sorry, Lisa, thank you so much for reminding me. It was not just the FBI, it was the Department of Defense as well that needed to be called. So he was about to blow the whole scandal wide open.
Joseph Sweatman.
Okay, Mr. Sweatman, give me just a moment because I have mixed in your paperwork with someone else's. So let me try and find it real quick.
Larry Beaver, if only
But I
you
know
were here to help.
that boom, there we go. I got it. All right, sir. Oh, well, I'm just going to repeat what I told the last gentleman. You're charged with 1 count of arson in the first degree, 1 count of interference with government property, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime. All of them are felonies. Since you're already incarcerated at the Clayton County Jail, I'm not going to set a bond on any of those charges. Your next court date is going to be on October the 16th for a preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court-appointed attorney, sir.
Okay. All right. I will grant that request. Do you have any questions?
Sir, is there any possible way that I can merge these cases into my other case and run it all concurrent?
I mean, run it all together?
Sure. The answer to that question is maybe. That's something that your lawyer can talk to the district attorney's office about. I have seen that happen in the past. Now, obviously there's no guarantees or anything, but that's something that they can talk to them about.
Sir, because I go to court Thursday, and I don't have no charges, but I'm just supposed to go home Thursday.
I got you. I understand. Speak to your attorney when you get to court and let them know that that's something that you're interested in doing.
Okay, thank you so much, man. God
All right.
bless.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, that is everything. Hold on, one last screen. Why can't I find the mouse? Because it's been 3.5 hours. You guys, I hope you've had a wonderful evening. I have. Please note the programming notes for tomorrow. If I'm going to be live, I'll be live on the fly. Airplane. No, for real. So make sure that you've subscribed with notifications on, because I will probably have a pretty random schedule going forward for the next couple of weeks. Please make sure that you have liked this video. It's so helpful to me and the channel. And check out all the other cool creators that come here. You saw how many. I've said this before. I feel like that restaurant where all the chefs go late at night. This is where all the creators can come and hang out late at night. So thank you, Mikey, for being here. I hope you have a good night. You guys make sure you're subbed to that channel. Obviously, I don't think any of us aren't. I will be safe on my travels. Thank you so much, Jay from Michigan. And I will keep you guys up to date. And I want you to remember that I love you and that I'm proud of you. And I will see you next time. Bye.